Okay, trying to start the YouTube stream. Yo, thanks for the prime, Linear Mango. Damn, just started 2 primes already. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Imagine not knowing how to do the rescue beam tech properly. Yeah, I didn't do that well, but I know how to do it. Okay, I think the YouTube stream's live now. How bad is Vindicta? I had 3 Vindictas in my ranked. She's not great, but I think she's playable. I just don't think... I think most Vindicta players kind of troll with the builds they go. To be honest. But I don't think she's that bad. Let me just take this off. Been watching on YouTube for a few weeks, had to log into Twitch to sub. Hey, thank you. Might go back to YouTube. Yeah, of course, man. Whatever's easier for you. What's up, Sigmaxing? There's no delay at the moment. There will be a delay later. I'll have to restart the stream when I'm playing to put a delay. But for watching, I don't need a delay. No, I guess I need to watch like this so that we see the draft. Okay, so... Interesting thing, EU actually banned Wraith and Pocket. So the Pocket ban, I totally understand. That hero is still broken. What's up, Danger Bay? The Wraith ban, I'm a little bit surprised by. I mean, the hero is very strong, but I don't know if she's like ban-worthy when there are heroes like Lady Geist and Shiv and stuff like that in the game, which I feel like are just more broken. But it'll be very interesting to see. I do much prefer, in terms of like straight up draft, I really like PS's draft. Yo, thanks for the prime, loads of money, let's go. Thanks for the 2 months, much appreciated. Is Pocket that broken? Yeah, Pocket's pretty broken. Dynamo does not get picked at all lately. Yeah, Dynamo has been pretty low priority. Just a fair amount of ways to cancel the ultimate, and feels a little bit awkward sometimes. Oh my god. Rampaging Bench 08, thanks for the prime, guys. Damn, I don't even have to ask. You guys are so nice. Sorry, let me just... Okay, so my prediction for this game is that this game is going to be a roll, and I think my dong is going to lose in like 16 minutes, but we'll see. You took my sub this month after the great content. Keep it up. Thank you. I will keep it up. Any draft with Shiv is just better. No, not necessarily. I mean, Shiv is not like an insta-win. Shiv is not like an insta-win in organized play, but he's very, very strong. But like, I think a Lady Geist is stronger than Shiv, honestly. Hey, Death, you been liking the content? Thanks for covering Deadlock. Yeah. Thank you for watching. People are going to see the value in Dynamo 1. Dynamo 1's pretty good. I don't know. I do think Dynamo is kind of underrated right now, to be honest. Underpicked. Yeah, he's pretty strong. Pocket an insta-win. It's not like an insta-win, but damn is it annoying. Damn is it annoying, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, great point.
Like a good Pocket player, it's just like you don't want to play against that. The ult is so strong, he's so hard to kill, he does so much damage. Like, the Pocket's kid just has so many things that it's just like, man, you don't want to deal with that. Anyone send the link to the Wikipedia? Oh, yeah, sure. Let me find it. Is it bracket? Yeah.
We've seen Mindong very newly formed start to make some waves very quickly. ZP, quick pred from you before we let you go. Who do you think has this?
Where's Europe? Oh, there's Europe. Okay, so let me edit com tournament.
Based on the history between the two teams, than what we've seen in Deadlock so far, I think Pagilius Cambria, great odds of getting that rematch versus Buff Enjoyers.
Thanks, 3P. We'll catch up with you in just a second.
How do you counter draft a first ban Infernos plus Pick Spirit Heroes draft? So what you're saying is a team that first bans Infernus and then picks Spirit Heroes? If they first ban Infernus, like, it depends if you have first or second pick. If you have first pick, you should always pick, like, I think right now if you have first pick, your options for first pick are like Geist, Paradox, Pocket, Shiv. I think those are the main options for first pick right now. I mean, there's some others. But it's hard to answer your question because there's just so many variables in your question, you know? So I'm not really sure how to answer it. I will move my camera so that we can watch this.
For like 2-3 more weeks. Who knows? We would actually been able to cast them yet again, and it's nice to be able to take kind of stock of things of how they kind of change.
Hey, Mr. Streamer, at what time does your game start? No fixed time. I would expect around 6:30 p.m. or 7 p.m. potentially. Is it tournament time? Yeah. So I'm actually. Oh yeah. Let me do. Edit com team. Currently subbing 4.
Really need to focus on here. And funny enough, we're actually gonna have Geist in a solo lane in lane 4 up against the Lash, and we're having Furnace over in lane 1.
I'm subbing for Poshy Pop's team for tonight.
Onibi, of course, going to be on the McGinnis here. Already.
How many hours from now is that? Laughs in EU? How do you Europeans laugh? Let me just make sure that all of this is good. That's in like 2 hours, 2.5 maybe, depending.
To go up against, of course, this is an Ivy Paradox lane.
So what I think we're going to see Mydong do here is they're going to try to shove it lane as much as possible, which I kind of find interesting, considering you have so much kill potential, again, with the Binding Word and the wall. But as you mentioned, with Ivy being so weak, they kind of the last hit under the turret.
Alright, that's good enough. Are these teams in the same tournament as you, or any in EU split? Any in EU split, yeah. You're literally part French, you can't make fun of Euros? Sure I can. I was born in North America. My family has been in North America for 400 years. At what point do I stop being European? You know what I mean? You're probably more European than me, Boink. Most likely your family came to North America later. When did your family come to North America, Boink? Huh? Let's hear that. Let's hear it. Weird flex, but okay. It's not a flex. Boink is just trying to, you know. Hello, Mr. Streamer. Do you think they will add a new hero this patch?
So what I'm looking at
It's not really a flex. Let's just say that, I mean, I don't really know what my ancestors did, but it probably wasn't good. Probably wasn't good, you know. Considering the reputation that we had, probably wasn't good, so it's, you know. My wife just said that they were probably better than the British. Leave that up to you guys. Are there qualifiers for this tourney, or is it just invites? This is invite only. We're watching and then we're playing later.
When any jungle can't spawn, when any of these boxes spawn, you need to go pick up as quick as possible, which in the 3 lanes can be.
All right, enough about Europeans. You know, no one was worse than the Brits. Hello, good luck. Thank you. I'm playing later. As a Brit, I can't confirm. All right, let's look a little bit. I mean, my prediction for this, for people who are just tuning in, is I think that I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the team on the left. I'm just going to call them PS. I think that the PS team is going to win, and I think it's going to be a roll. Like, I think it's going to be, like, a very short game, like, shorter than 20 minutes. I'm not sure, but we'll see. The Mydong team has pretty decent players, but I just don't think that, yeah, I don't think they're going to beat them. And just looking at the state of the lanes right now, already every single lane is winning for Mydong. So, actually, is that true? No, sorry, not winning for Mydong, winning for PS. I meant the opposite. But every single lane is winning for PS, I believe. So Paradox Ivy versus McGinnis Warden. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be a roll. Oh, wait. Muffin with the kill?
Nicely done. The Geist wins out that solo engagement.
Yeah, pretty big too. I wonder if he's gonna head towards like some Spirit Lifesteal to help sustain.
Okay, never mind. I take it back. Who knows?
Was obviously buffed recently.
That's the team that beat Mikhail's team with 6 rebirths. Yeah, I mean that's the strat. That's the strat. They need to like remove rebirth. Honestly, they'll just like take that shit out of the game or something. Like this item's problematic. Are you guys playing today? I'm playing, not with TF2 Boomers though. I'm subbing for Poshy Pop's team tonight. If I'm trying to pick up guys, what build do you think I should be using? You can search up Car Battery in game and use that build, but realistically, like there's a lot of builds that work. The idea just like build some spirit items, build some spirit lifesteal items like spirit lifesteal and soul shredder bullets and like mystic shot and stuff like that. And, you know, get Mystic Reverb on your 3. If 2 Weavers are done, no. You guys are playing versus Idorian's new team, right? Yeah. I don't know if Idorian is confirmed on that team or if he's just subbing. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, it's really important, like you heard ZP saying, right?
You think Lash is better solo laner or duo? I think he's a better duo laner, but he's fine either way. He can do both. Rise Reverse are good at high-low, but you never see it in Ritualist. Are we just trash? The short answer to that is yes. The long answer to that is basically if you're past 30 minutes, the team who has more rebirths will just win. The reason for that is imagine you've got a 6v6 fight. Past 30 minutes, all fights are 6v6 almost, right? It's especially at a high level, it's just 6v6 engages. So if it's a 6v6 fight and the souls are like somewhat close, if one team has like 4 rebirths and the other team has 0, it's almost impossible for the team without rebirths to win the fight. It's just not possible. It's very hard.
should be able to pressure down this Guardian pretty effectively. His Twitch is on the run. Looks like he's got now.
Yeah, important for Zania, who did rotate in for that kill to get
Even if they said you don't revive ever, if you get Soul Rebirth, it would still be good.
away and Captain
I mean, it would be worse, but like the rationale behind buying it would be still the same, yeah.
They are gonna be overwhelmed. Good numbers advantage created by my dog in that lane. Again, a lot of those zipline speed boosts being used.
Did you see that Arcane Magic guy in NA who was 1200 to 1800 track lock normal game stopped his 1800 track lock rank placement game 7-0? Got a Turnus 4 in his first game yesterday, went 0-20 in a Turnus lobby. I didn't, but that's funny. I'm sure that there's going to be a couple placements are not perfect, right? So I'm sure over the next week or two we'll see the players who, you know, maybe didn't get a Turnus and should have gotten a Turnus get a Turnus, and vice versa. Some players who maybe shouldn't have gotten a Turnus get it. I'm pretty okay with my placement. A Turnus 3 is fine. I mean, in North America, I'm pretty sure Turnus 3 is like top 100 NA or something, so it's not bad.
But we are seeing, it looks like a little bit of a mismatch.
Tied 69th. Apparently, I'm tied 69th in North America. Let's go.
Yeah, just the Ivy right now. Vic also rotating to that 2 lane. Muffin goes down. That was a
It's weird that you can do placements into the highest rank in the game. Most games make you climb.
I think very important
Yeah, that's true. But why not? You know, if you're the best, you're the best. Does anyone know rank distributions? Yeah, we have rank distributions somewhat with Deadlock Tracker.
We get a 3v3 happening in this 3-lane right now.
If you go Deadlock Tracker, and I think you go right here, we have the rank distribution roughly. So basically, if you're Archon 2, you're right about the average player, I believe. Archon 2 is right about the average player. Anything below Archon 2, you're below average. Anything above Archon 2, you're above average. So anything above Archon 2 would be a good rank because you're above average. So yeah.
Just hiding for the time being. Surely not. Surely not. No. We spotted him out.
Yeah, it only updates on Tuesday, yeah. It's only calculated once a week, yeah. What if Rebirth was consumable and you had to rebuy after use? I mean, I just think that the concept of Rebirth is just like insanely strong. It's going to be hard to balance, but yeah, there's ways to balance it, probably. The system is way better because it eliminated all the people who barely play from the bell curve. Yeah, for sure. Because with systems before, like Deadlock Tracker or whatever, or like Tracklock, you had on one hand, like people would be like, I'm top 1%, but the reason for that is because there was hundreds of thousands of players that had played a couple games that were just inflating the stats. So realistically, people who were top 1% with the old system are probably more like top 10% now, you know, with the rank. You're Alchemist, below average gamer, what can you do? Your girlfriend got Seeker too, and I've had to pretend it's really good all day. Good luck with that, buddy. Don't show her this. Or I can break the bad news to her for you if you want. And you can just be like, yeah, I'm not really sure what rank is good or whatever, but that Deathy guy, like, you know, that YouTuber, like, he covered it. So maybe you can check him out and see if your rank was good, and then I'll crush her dreams.
And now behind his heavy barrage, Mindong try to take the turret together with a big power slash connection.
If the cooldown was like 6 minutes long, it would be way more fair. Yes, but it would still be like insane because, you know, at the end of the day, once you're past 30 minutes, once you're past 30 minutes, the game is usually decided by one fight, right? So it doesn't matter how long the cooldown for Soul Rebirth is. The meta is, unless you fundamentally change something, the meta is always going to be like, okay, we're past 30 minutes, everybody buy Soul Rebirth.
Was that Mindong had the man advantage as well. They still lost the fight, and they had also 2 players from PS pushing in the solo lane to do some damage. So this is like really the worst case scenario for them to not win that fight. And
at the end of the next video, if you could just say, Janet, Seeker 2 isn't good, I'd be happy. That's funny. I'll consider it.
So I don't know. Mindong are going to be in a tough spot because they don't have a flex spot. Their enemies do.
Your favorite wallhack streamer? Yeah, what's up? Oh yeah, that's true. There was this guy on the Reddit thread. There was like a Reddit thread that was like, what was the Reddit thread? I think it was like something like, you know, all the like streamer frauds or whatever were like, you know, now they're gonna be exposed with the rank system or whatever. And then in that thread, there's someone who says like I got a Turnus or whatever, so like I wasn't like exposed, and then some guy responds to that with like, yeah, I saw him playing against Mikhail's, and you know that guy's pretty sus. I'm like, what? And I'm like, what?
Escape with this one. Very unfortunate. I believe Maidong on the left-hand side of the map was able to
Is it bad to have a Soul Rebirth meta? I mean, it's bad when there's any item that feels like, hey, past a certain time, everyone should buy this item. You know what I mean? That's just boring itemization, no? Like, it's not interesting at all.
Martin wants to push towards him here. Life Drain, of course, at the ready.
Yours says good. Some people think his... Well, yeah, they weren't talking about Mikhail's. They were talking about me. It's buyback all over again, but buyback's like a game, it's like a core game mechanic, and you have to save up money for it, so it's like, but yeah, Soul Rebirth is essentially just like, hey, everybody has buyback. It's kind of like that, but it's an item, and it just makes the game kind of boring. Like, if they decided to introduce buyback as a mechanic, I would be more fine with that, because it's not like itemization, it just changes the way the game is played. Like boots, boots aren't even mandatory though. As you can see, the Slash right now doesn't even have boots. I think boots are actually perfect in this game because boots don't feel mandatory on every hero. They feel really good on most heroes, but you don't actually need them.
Because again, they actually were able to get 3 of the Guardians, so they have their own flex slot enabled. But this could be
More like everyone has Aegis, yeah. But it is close to buyback kind of, because in Dota with like Boots of Travel or whatever, you can like TP really close to fights anyway. But yeah, like it is definitely much closer to an Aegis that gives you 50% health. Hard to disagree, not having boots feels like total ass. It really depends on the hero. Oh. Nice little jump from Zania there. Nice little jump. Already a 13k lead. This is very, very bad. Very, very bad. You don't buy boots or stamina on pocket. Still alone. There it is. I think it's unlikely they remove an item. I think they definitely can. There's nothing preventing them from removing an item. Like, why not? If the item isn't fun, like, just remove it, you know?
I kind of like that, though, because they were able to disengage off of that fight with a kill advantage onto together. Then they rotated towards the 2 lane to look for another one. And they're able
you get non-needing boots, you always feel not having them? Yeah, for sure. I mean, boots are really nice, don't get me wrong. But, like, it's not like super... It's not like... Yeah, they've done it in Dota. They've removed a bunch of items. They've removed neutral items, etc.
Positions they're currently in, I mean, maybe Waldo can get caught off guard here as we do.
Have you guys seen the new health bars, by the way?
Have Hardeki there to look for the chase.
Have you guys seen the new health bars in game that you can enable?
I don't not get caught out here. They can't really afford to lose too many more deaths for really.
You haven't seen the new health bars? Oh man.
Comeback, and I feel like comebacks in this game are very difficult to pull off because it's very objective oriented.
Well, you guys don't know. All right, let me show you real quick.
That, again, if you make one mistake.
Let me see. I think you have to put them in an auto exec. Yeah. Basically, I think you have to put them in an auto exec. The command is this. I'll just add com health bar. So basically, you do this command. You do this command: Citadel unit status use new true, and then yeah, it's not released, but you can use it in games. You can use these in games. You can use these in games. As long as you do the command before booting into a game. So you've got like this, for example. Yeah, it's much nicer. I think it's better, yeah. Does it change the health bar when you hit abilities as well? What do you mean? Way easier to tell when people are low, yeah, for sure. Looks a lot better, yeah, I do agree. Old design was cleaner? Really? I really like the new design. Did they show shield too? I don't know how it looks with shields. Let me see. Oh, that's more like Dota. That's nice.
Yeah, good disengage. I think that was Mickey caught right on the Viscous with the paradoxical swap, so he was able to get away with the help of that warp like you mentioned before.
Let me just buy a bunch of things. That's cool. Spirit shield, bullet shield.
They're looking for those picks, not afraid to look for those picks, but they also
you like the old design more? Fair enough. Is that Taylor Swift on your Spotify? Let's see.
A decent solid lead here. I think what was more concerning is just how far
I'll show my Spotify.
Was behind. I think he was about 8k to everyone else's 12. So
my Spotify at the moment. I don't see any Taylor Swift. Yo, thanks for the raid, Wicked. Much appreciated. How's your stream, buddy? My Spotify leaked.
Has that surge of power. Really do want to try and use this
Awful? Okay. Damn.
can even stun.
It's the scat, man. True.
Cancelled out.
You got scammed in your Ascendant 5. Damn, unlucky, bro.
I'm looking more towards Sunset because
It was like 90. It was like 90% just based on your unranked stats. So it was going 17-2 doesn't actually matter.
Whereas my dong side, you do have
Just how well you did in unranked.
closer between him and like Muff and even Crew here.
Oh, you went 17-2 today.
And they
I see.
already secured.
Good luck in your games. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good one, buddy.
And even the urn gonna come back again. This is gonna be probably the next fight's gonna be kicking off. Is exactly at this urn or in the turn-in.
I mean, if you are
When are you gonna play? 6:30 p.m. 7 p.m. We don't have a fixed time. Depends how long the EU games take. Okay, this game is taking a bit longer than I expected. My Dong are only down 10k, so it's like winnable for them. If PS gets this urn, it's not looking good, but yeah. You think Paradox needs nerfs or buffs? I think Paradox needs like a fucking... Maybe, you know what Paradox needs most? Paradox needs another hero in the game that can compete for her slot. She also needs like probably nerfs, to be honest, but the biggest problem with Paradox is that Paradox fundamentally changes the game, the way the game is played, and there are no heroes that can compete with her for her spot. What I mean by that is, like, at the end of the day, if you want like someone to initiate, Paradox is like by far the best character for that. Like, Paradox is like legit free wins. Obviously this is not as true in, like, you know, lower MMR, Archon or below. I should start saying that. Yeah, if you're lower MMR, in parentheses, Archon or below, no, but like, for real, it's not as good in like solo queue, right? But in any organized play, like Paradox is like super strong, like S tier for sure. Best possible team comp in your opinion? I don't think there's such a thing as a best possible team comp.
The damage from Captain going through that time wall was enough to end them. Also going down.
Paradox is an issue because she's really good at high elo, but not that great in low elo. Very high skill ceiling heroes are harder to balance. They will always balance for the high elo in this game. I promise you guys that they will always balance for the competitive scene. They will never balance for the average player. And this is because, like, especially if Ice Frog is working on this, which allegedly he is, but we don't know. If Ice Frog is actually working on this, they will never balance for the average player. They will always balance for the high elo. Wait, this game is a lot closer than I expected so far. I expected this to be a roll. I was a hater. Why is she that much better than Bebop? Because it's extremely consistent. Bebop is very inconsistent with the hook. You have to hit the hook. With Paradox, it's just like you have to, like, hitting the carbine is like pretty easy, and then you get a guaranteed swap pretty much. They nerfed Vindicta to the ground. She was only good in low elo anyway. Vindicta was pretty decent in high elo. I don't know why they really nerfed Vindicta though. Well, that's not true. Sniper and PA, for example, get balance changes for pubs. No, Sniper and PA were like... Sniper was like extremely negative win rate for an extremely long time in pubs, and still not changed. Or sorry, extremely high win rate in pubs at lower levels, and he was still not nerfed, right? Even though he was dog shit in competitive play. I don't know. I've played like 5k hours of Dota, and I've never felt like they've really... I've always felt like their core balance philosophy was like, let's balance around the pro scene. Paradox has more utility. I mean, yeah, the wall's insane, the swap's insane, and that's pretty much it. That's all you need. The rest of her kit is like fine. The grenade's okay. The grenade's okay, and the carbine is like, the carbine's just a setup for the swap. Sniper is speaking comp play. Yeah, I know now. Yeah, but Sniper got a lot of changes for that, right? Alchemist is high elo. Yeah, man. Wait, is it? Well, looks like this game's over though. I did say this game was going to be 20 minutes or less. Wait. Big McGinnis ult. Wait, Big McGinnis ult. It's not over. It's not over. And yet they won't fix the Immortal draft? Yeah, that's true.
Taz also going down. This is a good recovery here from my dog, as Podula and Scambria may have overstayed their welcome.
Yeah, obviously they're going to respawn back in really quickly, like you mentioned before, right?
If you chose a Dota hero as a basis, what would it be? I mean, Paradox is basically Vengeful Spirit, right? I think...
Since the lanes are pushing against them, they can clean up a lot of farm. The only question I have in mind, though, is how much of the jungle are they going to be able to...
Good question.
See on the mini-map and trying to heavily invest
I'm not sure.
make sure and they lock these in, as we do see, you know, obviously PS going back to their own base to do so. But we also didn't see PS even.
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest.
So they're gonna come back
Vengeful with a, yeah.
still sitting on a 12k soul lead.
Do we know what rank distribution looks like? Yeah, we do. Were you immortal in Dota? I was, yeah. I peaked 6.5k in North America, which is like not that good, but like, you know, good enough. And I can't shoot through this button? Yeah. Nerd, yeah.
The Infernus, by the way, who is starting to get pretty scary. That's a Titanic magazine picked up for them.
My dog is staying in this a little bit better than I expected. I mean, they're only down 12k at 20 minutes. Like, that's totally playable. Like, they can still win fights and stuff. And, like...
Not to mention, they just picked up both buffs as well. I believe Krug on the left-hand side, and we saw Tvik here get on the right.
I'm surprised Tavik is on Goo. I mean, I guess I'm not familiar with his hero pool.
With his Goo ball as well, it's going to be actually really nice. The problem is they can't afford to get caught.
Although, he did exactly that. Together's able to catch them out somehow.
Unfortunate. Really bad death by Waldo there, but it's all good. Sea Cleaner.
Trinket there as well. We'll get to that though. Fate able to pick off
Found some junk files? Damn. Yeah, I probably need to uninstall Sea Cleaner, to be honest.
rather.
Yeah, I can repost that rank. Yeah, I can repost that link. I got you.
Under a different name here.
This is for the rank distribution.
Fights, right? I mean, I think this Shiv is absolutely terrifying. In my
Got junk files in my trunk. Yeah, my bad, guys. He was playing it quite a bit yesterday on stream. Is this all EU games? No, I'm playing later, Goober. The EU goes first and then NA after. That's every fight night. What time? Whenever EU's done, so probably like 6:37.
It's going to be over in a couple of moments, folks. I just want to set your expectations. Mydong 4 players down now, and that last shrine is about to be picked off. They had an opportunity. I thought their defense was good for Mydong. They forced out rejuvenators from a number of the Podulaeus.
I'm just ringing for a Poshi Pop's team.
Again, you know, we aren't even starting to talk about how Fed 7 is at this point of the game. Hardeki's finding so many solo kills. Even together at 22k souls, he's still more than enough to blow any individual on Mydong to smithereens if they put a foot out of line.
Have Captain come back in, Majestic leap, and maybe the last stand will be enough.
So many people are in Phantom.
Hold them back, but honestly, he's just going to be bursted.
Yeah, dude.
That can really do much damage. Here we go.
Yeah, looks like this game is over. I lasted a little bit longer than I expected. Well, unless they win this fight. Oh no, no, it doesn't look good. Does not look good. Yo, thanks for the Prime Draw, Marion. Yeah, looks like this one's done.
Hardeki, of course, takes a fair bit of damage. Eventually, has to succumb. But his patron is done, and
theoretically, Abrams could imitate Magnus. Yeah. Abrams is pretty good at initiating, yeah. When's the next one? It's every week, Goober.
At ZP, I was talking about you during the game. One thing I wanted to point out was Captain on the Warden.
Infernus's death led to straight up win. Yeah, I mean, getting picked is really bad. Is it just me, or are most pro games rather one-sided? Yeah, I would say that well, first of all, you know, that's the nature of having like a small scene, right? There are not a lot of teams that have been together for a while, and right now there's quite a big skill disparity between a lot of teams. So, for example, in NA, I would say that in NA there's like 3 or 4 teams that are like pretty close to each other. At the moment, at least, those teams being my team, TF2 Boomers, Pure Content's team, I forget their name, Poshi Pop's team, and then there's also Alju's team. So those 4 teams are like fairly close. And then there was the Kaggle team. That team, you know, there were some changes or whatever. Who knows what's going on? But basically, I guess there's like 5 teams in NA that are similar. And then there's Hydra Nation, which is like the best team. And then in EU, I think there's even less like, you know, competition past like the best teams, like Buff Enjoyers, and then there's like the PS team, which is this one, and then I think below that, I don't think there's like a budding scene yet, so that's why a lot of games are going to be one-sided.
We'll get that up for you in just a moment. It's going to be Litz on the Ivy, who we kind of touched on at the start of the game. We're like, well, watch out, guys. Ivy's a bit of a rough laner, but I tell you what, we really saw this Ivy take over. I saw an early headshot booster picked up that probably ended up being a headhunter. The Ivy,
yo, what's up? What's up, Kalzimer?
In this game, Jason could really get out of hand.
Sing was saying he thinks it could end up similar to Dota, where a few teams who are better will win all games. I mean, I think that's just any game in the beginning, right? Like, if you look at Dota, Like there were teams that were very, very dominant for long periods of time. If you look at, I don't know, like if you look at Valorant, right? It wasn't Valorant like being dominated at first. Like CS also has had periods early on where they were just like dominated by like NIP and things like that. So every game at the beginning of its competitive scene usually like has eras of like teams just dominating, getting a head start, etc. They never last forever, right? So people will get better, the knowledge gap will close. You also have to understand that, like, for example, on Buff Enjoyers, like the sheer amount of games that they've played is like insane, right? Like, for example, I'm a Turnus 3, Mikhail's a Turnus 6, I lane against Mikhail's all the time, you know, we play against each other or whatever. I have like 880 Deadlock games, I've played quite a bit. Mikhail's has like 2,400, he has literally 3 times my playtime. Like, he's played 3 times more than me. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's just insane, you know? So like there's also the playtime gap. There's a bit of a playtime gap right now. It's not like I haven't played a lot. He's just like completely grinded out. You know, I respect it.
Here's the problem when you're playing a Steam game, right? Players will change their name for no reason
let me
whatsoever. So
I'll move the camera so you guys can see the scoreboard.
When you play in the tournament, can you at least use your normal player name? So
let me just close Deadlock too. We don't need that.
For the next one, but also very good game from him. Like I said, it made player of the match a little bit hard to look at because it.
If I lock in, can I make it pro? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's super early into a game, right? We don't even know there's gonna be a pro scene or like a budding pro scene or who the fuck knows, right?
There was an enormous.
You wish you could get more playtime? Yeah, that's cool. Taking up your time. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you know, I think anyone can make it pro, like especially this early into a scene. Like the players that got a head start, such as like for example myself or Hydration or Mikhail's or whatever, like we have a head start for now, but like the gap is already beginning to close. You know what I mean? I already know like players that got in like, you know, June, July, August, that are already like pretty good. How many hours do you have? I have a lot of AFK hours. I think I have like 900 or something. 970. Probably like 100 to 150 of those are AFK. In amount of games, I have like 880 games played or something. I think amount of games is like more accurate. I have 880 games, so definitely a lot of AFK time, considering games don't take an hour on average. I have less games than I have hours, so.
I mean, it's also worth pointing out as well is like
Yeah, time is tough, man. Time's tough.
The bullet lifesteal that you get, right? The bullet lifesteal from Watcher's Covenant on Ivy.
Looking at the scoreboard here, anything stand out in particular? Not really.
And when you've got a fully maxed, like the tethers, I think you can tether to 2.
Yeah, not really like a single, not really like one player. I mean, obviously the Shiv doing really well, but not really like one player like just hard carrying or anything, just kind of team diff.
Lifesteal and not necessarily, and like a percentage of that is also replicated to everybody else connected, so it can really kind of get out of control.
This summer are gonna be crazy grinding. Hell yeah.
This sort of healing we saw that picked up by
minus padded by AFK time. That's fair. Is it patchy tomorrow? Hell yeah, it is. Grinding isn't everything. Yeah, you have to grind smartly, right? It's not just about grinding. You have to grind in a way that's productive. It's not just like no brain just grinding. You have to like, ideally, you're gonna improve at a much faster rate if you're grinding on a team versus if you're grinding solo queue or whatever. So yeah.
At Deadlock Fight Night number 3.
Yeah, it is, Ryan. We're gonna have to look at that. We're gonna have to look at that. Yo, would you guys be interested in like I already do some stuff covering the patch notes, but would you guys be interested in like longer form content, like a podcast talking about the patch notes and the meta changes and things like that? I try to keep most of my content concise because I feel like that's the majority of my audience. But if I did like just a longer like forum content, just talking about it, where you guys could listen to it or whatever. $900, you're at 80. Do you feel like you play a lot? I mean, I've been playing since May, so that's how I got to this many hours. I've been playing for 5 months now. So usually you know the meta. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're in my game, so you'll see the same things that I see. You'd have to have a co-host. Yeah, I'd have a co-host. Ryan said he's interested, so Ryan and I might do it. Look, Ryan, I'm just testing the waters. I'm seeing the reception here, but just remember to make another YouTube channel for that. Yeah. You do VOD reviews for donates? I do coaching. You can contact me for that. !! Coaching. already have meta report. I don't know how much more you can cover on a podcast. Usually meta report doesn't cover a lot. Usually meta report doesn't cover a lot because in meta report, I try to be as concise as possible, right? In meta report, I'm like, here's the meta builds. Here's like, in 10 minutes, here's everything that I think is really like highlight, right? But I don't talk about all the small changes that are like, you know, like how do these small changes are going to affect the laning stage? How do they affect specific heroes? How do they affect the overall vision of the game, right? I'll just say like, for example, I'll just say like, hey, right now, Spirit is meta because they buffed overall bullet resist, right? I'll just say that. But then there's a lot more behind that to talk about. There's a lot to talk about like, hey, how has drafting evolved? Like, is there a difference in drafting between North America and Europe? The answer is yes, there is a difference in drafting between North America and Europe right now. There's even a difference in character priority between regions. There's like, yeah, there's a lot to talk about it. You're not an algorithm expert, Lampercat, but you think more content is good. Who do EU prio? I mean, for example, in this game, Wraith was banned. Do you upload coaching vids to YouTube? At the moment, not really, but like depending on who I coach, if they're down for it, I probably will make content for it. A lot of the people that I coach want the sessions to be private, which I fully respect. So yeah, I think Wraith is really good. Do I not have exclamation point coaching on YouTube enabled? I think so. Let me add it on YouTube then. Zergy has him traumatized or something? No, I actually think Wraith is like... First of all, I actually think Wraith is like being played mostly wrong. And I actually... Well, not necessarily wrong, but I think there's a lot of things about Wraith that haven't been explored. And I think a lot of people that play Wraith are just like way too greedy with her. And will go like Tesla bullets and just kind of grief the game when they already have like Infernus and 7 on their team or whatever. I feel like Wraith has a lot of like pick potential and has a lot of utility, especially when she maxes ult early. Like she's a very strong team fighter, very strong at pickoffs, very strong laning stage, a lot of stuff. What's up, Vale? You doesn't like Mo? Yeah, that is kind of surprising to me. Mo's pretty good right now. Podcast would be nice to hear at work, yeah. Wraith is a catch / Paradox S character is good. Yeah, she has good catch. She has like Wraith is a good like Wraith has a way to initiate fights that is like fairly, it's not like guaranteed, but it's like it's not like a skill shot, you know what I mean? It's not like a bebop hook. Like you can just ult someone and then it starts a fight. Paradox, that is one of part of what makes Paradox so strong. Still card Spirit Wraith? Yeah, you can do it. You can do it that way. Or you can also do like just some bullet damage too, because nobody buys bullet armor right now, or like not that many people do it. Wraith meta is so boring to go against. Turns the game into FNAF. What does FNAF mean? Weave Wraith is a menace. Yeah, definitely can be. Yeah. Is Lash worth learning if you're going for an active hero pool? Yeah, Lash has been good for 5 months. Like as long as the game has been out, Lash has been good. Shiv is overtuned? Yeah, for sure. FNAF is a jump scare horror game? Okay. Have you tried Torrent Pulse plus escalating on pocket late game instead of weapon? You can go escalating on pocket, it's fine. You don't really go Torrent Pulse. The reason you don't go Torrent Pulse, first of all, on pocket, it's very rare that you're sticking to one target for a long time. Is Young Calc the Fortnite player? Oh, that's a different chat. Okay, I was gonna reply. Yes, he is. On pocket, it's rare that you're sticking to one target for a long time, so it's like escalating and Torrent Pulse both aren't that good on him. A lot of the time you'd prefer having other items. Torment Pulse is not that good because you want to like play at like, you want to get in and out of fights, so you're not always sticking on top of one target. Like Torment Pulse is really good on Shiv, for example, because you're always like sticking on top of them, being close range permanently. The content that I'm missing the most on YouTube is just a game from X Hero POV. Okay. Should I upload more POV games? I mean, I have a second channel for that, but honestly, I haven't uploaded much on them. But I could upload just more POV games. Like, it's really easy for me to do, to be honest. As long as, like, you guys don't want any editing, I could just, like, pump them out, you know? Obviously, if I have to edit them, then it's, like, a lot more work. Five Nights at Freddy's? Oh, I see.
Anyone's going to be able to take down Buff Enjoyers, it is most likely going to be them. But the question is, can someone finally do it? Buff Enjoyers have seemed to be the best team in the EU by far for quite a long time. But we're waiting.
Does Warden need some buffs? I don't think so. Still edit out death timers? Yeah, I could do that maybe.
And maybe PS can be the team to do so.
I could,
Kinda cool,
yeah.
I guess, underdogs, but we do like an underdog
Little
show.
edits like
For those
death timers.
Buffin Joys, if
Yeah,
you
we can talk about it.
We've got a special guest coming onto the show, of course. Not so he's here every week, actually. Not that special, but he's a guest in this part.
Mikhail's video are popping off, but he doesn't play Lash.
To the Deadlock
Yeah.
Fight Night number 3. What's up, bro? How you doing? Looking spiffy, I must say.
Yeah,
I'm doing
I
good.
probably need to, yeah, I could probably do that.
It's so funny because like as someone that does like casting as well, like
I have a second channel, but I've only posted one video on it.
it's just like
I've only posted one video on
I'm
it.
doing great, Mitch, and the fact that we're having a rematcher is really cool because
Ido plays Lash, yeah, Ido does.
we actually can look at the previous drafts and be like, oh, here are the trends and patterns, and we've been, as the game is so new and these rivalries are so new, we're still trying to work everything out. We don't often get the benefit of that, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, Infernus is fucking broken.
contrast and compare.
Well, I will
But Infernus doesn't serve the same role as Infernus doesn't serve the same role as Wraith though.
here today, obviously. So that's something we got to keep in mind here.
Is there any history behind who's casting Deadlock?
You're watching any of these matches.
Yeah. So like for example, all of these DDK, Uber Shouts, like Jason Kaplan, they're all kind of like casting legends from other games. Like I believe Jason Kaplan has covered a lot of Overwatch. I think Uber Shouts as well. DDK did like CS and shit. I don't know. He's kind of a legend.
Spirit resist items as well, so like spirit power got a massive.
Do you think the hype for Deadlock has gone down?
lot more of, like, damage instead
I
of, like,
think
damage coming out when it comes to like gun.
intrinsically the term hype implies that it goes down. You know what I mean? Like if there's a hype, hype never stays extremely high. So definitely there was like a super high, and now it's kind of like plateaued. But like I think there's still a lot of energy and like positive stuff going for Deadlock.
I'd actually be surprised if we see a draft that's too different. For me, that would indicate that the teams themselves have been finding some new tech that works, that hasn't yet been discovered, or new synergies. But
Who has a good support McGinnis build? Quig has one.
Have with both of these teams, it felt like there was a core for both teams that they were able to secure about like 4 heroes each, like consistently through every single map that both teams were quite comfortable with and performed really well on ultimately. So that's the thing I'm really interested to see.
Worried about hype during
There are some
playtesting.
Natural dynamics there. I think you guys already mentioned the previous map, but the guys.
Good answer, thank
So I
you.
think this was actually one of the changes we actually didn't expect.
Maybe
guys
PoE
to
games where you're
do
talking through your thought process.
because of some of the
Yeah,
spirit
I'm down to do those as well. Those are a lot more work, obviously, because then I have to like,
with some different builds as
you know,
well.
probably do a voiceover, right? I probably have to
Love it, Yamato, and so Buff & Joy is
take some time to
really
record
big
that.
every single time. So that's one of the first questions I have is
And honestly, time right now is my biggest
We're gonna
bottleneck
be jumping into the draft
in general. Because let's say that let's say I stream 8 hours a day, right?
So the Deadlock Fight Night has been
Let me move my
every
cam and stuff so that we can see the draft.
game and never banned. Now she's got like a 53.
But yeah, let's say I stream 8 hours a day, which I don't always stream 8 hours, but like I have, you know, 7, 8 hours a day. Let's just say 8 hours. I stream 8 hours a day. I sleep, let's say 8 hours a day, right? So that leaves me with another 8 hours. How can you join my Discord? Exclamation point Discord. I got you, bro. Lash and Jory, I love your name, by the way. But yeah, like, so that leaves me with 8 hours in my day. Out of those 8 hours, you know, I spend maybe an hour or 2 with my wife, depending, you know, making dinner, like going on a walk, stuff like that, right? And that leaves me with 6 hours. Out of those 6 hours, I have to answer emails, answer Discord DMs. That probably takes, you know, 30 minutes, an hour maybe. And then that leaves me with like maybe 5 hours. And in those 5 hours, I have to create videos, edit videos. Sometimes I have coaching sessions, etc. So, you know, I'm like, damn, where's my time? Honestly, you'd prioritize just the game since there's an insane content void of high-level gameplay with low editing.
We didn't actually really see McGinnis at
That's
all,
fair.
In the draft once.
That schedule keeps life fun. Yeah, for sure. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. You know, I'm extremely privileged to be in the situation that I'm in, and I'm very grateful for all of you guys supporting me and making this possible. So don't mistake this. I'm not complaining at all. I'm just like, man, you know, I wish I had more time.
Looking towards supports. I'm always gonna look towards like Kelvin as well.
If it's content creation, you probably don't need to grind 8 hours a day unless you're trying to go pro. I mean, honestly, I don't know what I want to do, but I love competing. So for me, I love competing. Like, of course, I could just like spend more time making YouTube videos and honestly probably make more money that way. Probably could make more money that way, but the reality is I love playing Deadlock. I love trying to be the best Deadlock player that I can be. So I just do it.
I think global presence teams are probably realizing, I think, just how important these rotations.
Did you resign from your job? Yeah, I did a couple weeks ago, yeah. Face fellow wife and door? Hell yeah. Just sleep 5 hours? You got this? Thank you, Bob. I'll use more time? Yeah, for sure.
Here, Dan. We saw how devastating it was last week. really hotly contested in this region.
Competing early is impactful. Yeah, I think it's a great time for me to just make a name for myself, and like clearly it's worked, right? Like my streams have grown significantly. Like, you know, all of you guys watching, you know me, right? But like 2 months ago, you probably had never heard of me, so clearly it worked.
Fully powered up, so just extraordinarily powerful through every phase. And the burst.
What job do you have before? I was
To be honest, they nerfed it twice.
I was a what's the word, consultant for digital transformation. 8-hour stream is too much. No, I'm good. I'm doing it. Have some Amazon money? Thank you. Yo, if you guys have Prime, you haven't used it on me, feel free, you know, much appreciated. That guy from 8K, true. How did you even hear about Deadlock? I had a friend from TF2. A friend from TF2 contacted me like May 19th or something, and he was like, yo, you want access? You want access? Damn, Ryan didn't. Damn, Ryan hadn't even used. That's crazy. He hadn't even used. Can you run ads manually? Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. I always forget. Let me run ads right now so we don't miss anything of the game. Actually, I think I'll run ads once the draft is over. No, is it better? Probably better to run ads once the draft is over. Okay, apparently I've already ran ads recently, so we don't need to right now. But yeah, I'll do that. You gotta finish that story? Oh yeah, so basically, TF2 friend of mine, pi_hero, he like messaged me, and she was like, hey, you know, do you want access to the, like, to the new Valve game? And I was like, I thought that was kind of a meme, etc. Like, you know, I didn't really believe him. And so I was just like, sure. And then he basically, yeah, he invited me.
So that's always good to see. But I'm super curious.
Oh yeah, wait, I can find the message actually if you guys are interested. I can find the initial message.
Zania just wants to play Lash all the time. I don't think we've ever seen them play.
Yeah, okay, here's the message. I'm leaking DMs. pi_hero. Here's the message. May 22nd. Yo, have you heard of Deadlocked? Yeah, new Valve game, right? Supposedly, according to leaks. Would you be interested in alpha invite? I'm like, sure. And I'm not gonna leak further because I put my email there, my personal one, so I'm not gonna leak further. But yeah, that's how it happened.
Pretty terrifying.
Is it gonna be Abrams Dynamo? The last 2 picks for PS.
At one point, did you realize? I realized the moment he messaged me. Could be our game. Could be our game. I realized the moment that he messaged me that it could be our game. Let's go, Deathy. Get that dub. Yeah, we'll be playing after the EU. You don't want private emails? I have a official email address so you guys can email me at for business inquiries. What you talking about? Why are you trying to go pro? No, someone asked me how I heard of Deadlock. What's the name? Couldn't find a Deathy earlier.
Yeah, I mean, again, like anything that can like kind of shut
of what? Sorry, what's the question? What's the name for what? I have Prime. How do I give you? Oh, it's Deathy DL. Here, I'll Deathy DL.
In ladder, but you never know what that's.
If I still play, yeah, he does. Should you email your business email if I ever want to duo? I mean, we can't duo in ranked. At one point, did I fall in love with the game? Like instantly, pretty much. Like after a few days, I was like, this game's incredible. How come Yamato doesn't fit the carry character build? Basically, Yamato is okay at farming the jungle, but I don't put her in the same category because she's not like she's not that good at farming the jungle.
I mean, Buff and Joys have obviously gotten the best of the.
Yo, thanks for the Prime Robotop. Let's talk about this draft a little bit. When I first saw Deadlock, I thought it was just a third-person Overwatch copycat. Yeah, a lot of people thought that, and a lot of people were very wrong. Hope your wishes come true. Thank you, thank you.
I do feel like
it was a huge shock to how did you get your key. If you rewind, you'll hear the story. Basically, a friend DM'd me on Discord, but if you just rewind a little bit on the YouTube, if you rewind like 2-3 minutes, I literally showed the Discord DM that my friend sent me. Yeah, so let's talk about this draft a little bit. So Buff Enjoyers, Infernus. So they first picked Ivy and Kelvin, so double support, and then on the other hand, on PS they picked Paradox Wraith. So pretty interesting from Buff Enjoyers. In NA, this would never be the first 2 picks. I don't think a single team in NA would first pick Ivy Kelvin. I don't think they would. I don't think a single NA team would do that. On the other hand, Paradox Wraith, I do think NA teams would pick those heroes first. And also, there's no way that in an NA game that Infernus would be last pick. There's actually no chance that Infernus would get that far. So it's pretty interesting to see. Pocket got pretty far in the draft as well. And Yamato being picked third by PS is pretty interesting, considering that the general consensus in NA about Yamato right now is just like she's not that good. So yeah, I got placed in Ascendant. Even I have issues placing Yamato from the perspective of a semi-pro, just pro at this point. Do you rate her as top tier? I don't rate her as top tier at the moment. I rate her as like mid tier. She's playable, but she's not that good.
I mean, they have the sustain with heal. They have a stun into a knockup.
What is NA's priority pick? Usually in NA, priority picks right now are Shiv, Shiv, Paradox.
Yeah, I think if I had to
Shiv and Paradox are super high priority. Lady Geist also super high priority. Wait, Lady Geist wasn't even picked this game. Wait, Lady Geist was completely ignored this game.
Of Wraith, essentially, because it's just like, you know, Warden, Wraith, these are heroes I feel like if they do get behind.
Wraith still getting priority picked with the scaling nerfs? Yeah, Wraith's still pretty high priority. Who's better right now, NA or EU? Is it too soon to tell? Obviously, you can't make generalization statements. If I make a statement like saying NA is better or EU is better, it's going to get clipped and taken out of context. So here's the most rational, logical answer that I can give to this, and it's to say that on average, NA, I do believe that on average, NA is better. The only reason that I say this is because NA has had access to the game longer. That's it, okay? I think at the top, the best team right now is for EU. I mean, EU has a really good team. Buff and Joys is really good. PS is really good. Hydra Nation is NA is very good. So at the top, I'd say that it's pretty even, to be honest. But on average, NA is probably slightly better just because they've had more experience. But, you know, it probably won't matter in a month or whatever. Clipped and shipped, buddy.
With the right build, of course, with the right actives, you know, be able to use.
I'm sorry, I'm not good. I apologize for my ego. Please forgive me. I'm just European.
It takes so long to warn them at ultimate. It does mean that you are engaging them.
Yo, thanks for the gifted, by the way, Citizen Sphere. Sorry. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much.
Very, very good pick for them.
Citizen Spheres was just waiting to see what happened, what I would say. What changed your opinion on Lady Geist? You just consider her the worst hero in the game? Well, she did get buffed a decent amount, but also people figured out different builds on her that work really well. Like, the Mystic Reaver build is so fucking annoying. Yo, thanks for the sub as well, Citizen Spheres. So, yeah. I would say that people hadn't figured out how to play her well. And, just like the Mystic Reaver Malice build is just like so cancer. It's just so cancer. Geist might be top 1 laner. Yeah, she's an insane laner.
Yeah, the own dynamics I think are super important to mention because I feel like Ivy is one of those heroes.
Yeah, do that AB. Clip them both. McGinnis banned in NA. Yeah, McGinnis is pretty high priority in NA too. So I'm not surprised with the McGinnis ban. The Mirage ban, I think the reason they banned Mirage is just because it's a team ban. So I think Buff Enjoyers know that PS likes to play Mirage. I do believe that the last time that PS beat Buff Enjoyers, they had Mirage on their team. Is Restorative Locket good? Yeah, it is. It's pretty decent.
So you can if let's say the other team isn't keeping their
feels like NA plays the game more like it's meant to be played, being a lot more farm heavy.
So
see, I kind of disagree. I think that the way that EU plays is actually more the way the game is meant to be played. Have you guys ever seen this CCNC clip that I'm about to show? Do you guys know Quinn Callahan from Dota? Here, I'll show the clip real quick.
We're going to check in with DDK after this.
I'll show the clip real quick, guys. This is a legendary clip. Okay, you all Deadlock players here need to hear this.
The thing I would say to y'all to improve the most is play Dota without hitting a single neutral ever. Never ever hit a neutral camp.
Never.
And that's not correct, but it's more correct than playing Dota and hitting as many neutrals as everyone does. And playing Dota with no neutrals will force you to think about making moves and where do I want to be on the map and what do we need to do, because you're just going to have all this downtime to think where you're not brainlessly hitting neutrals next to your own tier 3 when you're ahead. You'll have to think about playing, thinking about moves and playing aggressively and killing waves aggressively and posturing yourself. You know, you take their mid tower and you don't go and you hit this camp. You go and you push this wave in here and you hit this camp, or you hit this camp.
Okay, true. This applies to Deadlock.
You run here, you run here, and you just run like this. You know, these kinds of things.
Is there anything out there to say to the Quincy?
All right. Honestly, this applies to Deadlock, by the way,
It
guys.
seems like it can go either way.
Like, obviously you need to farm, but like people farm way too much, man. Like, that's why I had to make that video saying like jungling is you losing your games. You know what I mean? Like, you got to make moves on the map. You don't win by jungling. You know?
Pretty damn decent, to be honest.
What's a neutral? Neutrals are a jungle.
Slides into a power slash can just catch the enemy completely off guard, and if you hit those pokes, eventually they're gonna have to play extra passive here.
What pocket build do you use? I use Ido's build, but I also just like don't really follow his build either. I just kind of follow some of the items. I have my own build, but I don't even really follow that one to the T either.
under some real pressures, and he wants to take the fight against the pocket.
Casual Q dead right now. Everyone watching tourney. Yeah, makes sense.
Probably the best single-handed 500 item in the game by far, especially in the late.
What's your rank? My rank is Eternus 3! Exclamation point rank.
Yeah, able to do a lot of pressure on the D-mob, so I think he was able to dodge a lot of the damage amp that Pocket can get.
When you are behind on first or an enemy is running it, is it good to overload opposite and try for Walker, or is there a better response? If you get the Walker, it's a even trade. So if they get the Urn and you get the Walker, in terms of souls, it's roughly an even trade. It's actually slightly better to get the Walker if you're able to get it. The big question is if you're able to get it. How long do you think it's good to get on a team and start streaming? I think probably Ascendant. I think if you're below Ascendant, I mean, if you want to play on a team, go for it. But if you're below Ascendant, I think you'll learn a lot still from just playing the game. I think if you're Ascendant, you're probably good enough to just play on a team.
Be opportunistic about to try and look to pressures and out of the lane as a result of that.
Well, the barrage is hard to hit though. That's the problem. Is because
I think if you're below Ascendant, you can be on a team still, and it'd be fine. But realistically, your team is not going to be very good, and that's fine. But yeah.
We see Dimov being challenged a little bit in this lane.
LFT, yeah, go for it, man. Are you playing in this tournament? Yeah, I'll be playing in the tournament later. And we're watching EU right now. EU, and then I'll be playing later.
Hanaki wants to come forward here. Looks like they want to pop the stun for order, also being used there by the right to the
Bam.
pick off and Sharik. They really had nowhere to go from that position.
I saw people in Eternus having 30% win rate. Yeah, they don't have 30% win rate overall. They just had 30% win rate in ranked. The reason is so the placement matches you played in ranked didn't matter that much. They had some impact, but the biggest weighting was the games that you had played before in unranked. So, you know, I have like an 800 match history or whatever. Like Mikhail's has like a 2,000 match history. Mikhail's probably could have went like 5 and 15, and he still would have been Eternus 6.
So let's just recently went in with that kinetic pulse, but
Only I have a 30% win rate. Is Inhibitor a good item? Yeah, it is. It's so hard to find a team or chill teammates. Yeah, it's difficult. Who's on 7? That would be hard decky. Most people with low rank teams is people's time commitment. If they had time, they'd be higher rank. Sometimes that's true, sometimes it's not. But yeah, you do have a point. Usually with lower rank players, there's, you know, some issue, right? Like, either they're missing time, either they maybe don't know how to get better effectively. Sometimes it's a time issue, but sometimes it's also just like being smart with your time.
Probably doesn't love going up against the Infernus at these protracted engagements. Okay, Flame Dash going in. Zergy wants a piece of this, but does get connected with by.
It's also due to performance. Yeah, like individual performance was weighted. We don't really know exactly how everything was weighted.
I'm honestly surprised Zergy survived that. I think Together played that so well as well with the initial power slash coming through.
Watching your own replays. Cam position? Oh yeah, true. My bad, yes.
At the moment, and Zergy has ultimate up. So this makes it extremely difficult for him to survive any sort of engagement out of Zergy. So I'm curious, are they going to push this Guardian down and then allow Zergy
there we go.
to get in to make some impact?
Yeah,
on some of these
pro
other
streamer,
lanes,
by the way.
or will he continue to try to fight things out and deny as much farm as possible? And I think that's something that we haven't really seen, haven't seen explored too much in these competitive games of like freezing out your opponent, not pushing the lane against them.
You believe the comeback mechanic is overtuned in its current state? I don't necessarily think it's overtuned. I think it's very important for there to be comeback mechanics. I think it's fine, probably. PS team, by the way, the name stands for Elderly Mackerel. Alright. I'll keep calling them PS, though.
This time caught out by Sunset and Litz. Hodulaya Scambria looking much better than last time we saw these two fight in a Deadlock Fight Night.
I mean, to be fair, that combo, it can do a lot of damage, right? Like, they have the cards to chip away at, they have a stun that you have.
Big thing about a team environment is you have to have your mechanics on lock. I mean, yeah, obviously, you'll benefit most from a team when you're already good at the game, but you don't really know how to play the macro game. And I would say that if you're good at the game mechanically, you can probably get to Ascendant just by being good mechanically and having like okay macro. I don't know, it just feels like you're ahead so much and then after one kill it becomes even. It's not necessarily true, but in the laning stage that is kind of true. Kills in the laning stage don't really matter, that's one thing right now. I do think that the laning stage needs to be looked at right now. Is it okay to farm and left a teammate dead in lane? If you going to farm causes your teammate to die in lane because it's still in the laning stage, then it's probably not okay.
Didn't have that level of mobility.
What you're saying is you just suck? Look, I'm not saying that. Maybe you do though. I don't know if you suck or not. Maybe I should make a command that's just like RNG, and then it's just like, you just type do I suck, and then the Nightbot just answers with like a random answer, like that just says either you're the best player or you suck, or something in between.
I think they kind of dodged each other, I think, in the Fisher Underground tournament. I'm not sure if I recall, but that was obviously
8-ball, yeah.
And we kind of, anybody watching along at least peripherally.
I hope they overhaul laning a bit tomorrow. Yeah, I hope to see some laning changes tomorrow. Laning is kind of boring to me right now, especially solo laning. I feel like in solo lanes, the only time that I feel like I can really do something is like when there's like a super big skill gap. Maybe not super big, but like if it's like a favorable matchup and there's a skill gap, then you can do something. Ooh, okay. Damn.
Nice little dive here on the Lash solo in the one lane.
I like the little micro thing that Listic did too, because he goes into the Guardian and parries it to make sure that DMob doesn't get hit by it, because he's already extremely overextended somewhat.
I wonder what build Listic is going to go on the Kelvin. Kind of surprised that Listic's on the Kelvin. Is Gun Kelvin back or something? Or is he just playing some like tank Kelvin? I've also been seeing melee Kelvin.
Micro things like that, I think, is what makes Buff Enjoyer so good as a team.
I've also been seeing melee Kelvin. He's running gun.
Hideki here, happy to trade with Piggy at length.
Interesting.
The item is really starting to get online. You'll notice that got a duration extender here. Already coming on board for this 7, so...
Saw some cold front flash. It's okay. I was talking about this with Chasm earlier on a stream, or Chasm. I never know how to pronounce his name. Is it Chasm or Chasm? Who knows? But I was on a stream talking about it, and I think it's fine. Right now, a lot of the time, I kind of think having slowing Hex is more utility. And like cold front's a bit awkward to use sometimes with flash, but in theory it's good. But like on paper, it looks really good.
A lash down in general, but eventually there's enough damage there. It takes a lot though. You know, Lash is really designed to be able to stay alive a long time in those fights, and it gets this durability.
Melee Kelvin and the Thunderdome is hilarious. Yeah.
Bloodletting ability.
I mean, Gun Kelvin still does a lot of damage, even though it was nerfed. It still does a lot of damage, but I think gun builds kind of work right now because people don't buy bullet armor that much.
Yeah, this is dangerous. Guardian very, very low here, so this should at least be that objective picked up for Buff Enjoyers, but they want a little bit more. Power Slash going off there in the corner. Zergy not opting to get involved in the fight, though. They really just wanted the Guardian. Hey, they get what they came for, but there's more to do here.
Okay, bit of a fight here. Lash is alive, potentially. Okay, Lash is alive. Kelvin's dead. Okay, wait. Huge response from PS. And on the other... I mean, it looks like Piggy's trying to rat a tower right now. He might get the tower. Even if he gets the tower, if he dies for it, it's probably not worth, to be honest. If he lives, though, it's worth. Oh, he might live. He actually might live. No, he's dead as fuck. It's probably fine. It's probably not that big a deal. That death probably doesn't really matter that much. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, despite Buff Enjoyers kind of losing those fights, they did get all the objectives, right? And now they have a flex slot advantage. Like, they have one flex slot, whereas PS doesn't have a flex slot, so definitely, like, overall better for Buff Enjoyers. Are you interested by the lore and or the artistic direction, or not at all? I am, but gameplay is king for me. Gameplay is king for me in any game. For example, I love Path of Exile, but I don't know shit about it. Like, if you asked me to tell you the Path of Exile lore, I could not tell you. I have no idea. And I have like 1,000, I have like 1,600 hours. I have no idea. I don't even know what the campaign's about, to be honest. I've skipped all of the dialogue in my 1600 hours. I have no idea what the campaign's about. Can you fill me in on the premise of diving the Guardian and parrying? Yeah, so basically when you go to the Guardian and you parry, the Guardian becomes disabled from shooting for a little bit. So it doesn't shoot you for a little bit. Oh, big parry, doesn't matter.
It will be run down. Taz gets on the scene pretty quickly. The Urn, though, in the hands right now of Sunset.
You think the lore of this game is really cool? I'm sure it is. I'm just, you know, I'm just not a lore guy. I don't play single player games. I'm a competitor. What I get from video games is competing against other people, improving, becoming the best player that I can. How do you think they should nerf Shiv? I think they need to rework his passive. I think his passive needs a rework. I think his passive is inherently broken, and I don't think it should be in the game. I don't like his passive. I don't like the fact that it's one of the few passives in the game that you can't, like, itemize against. Like, think about the other passives in the game. Think about, like, Inferno's passive, for example, right? Inferno's passive, you can just get Spirit Armor, you can get Debuff Reducer, you can get Debuff Remover. There's a lot of ways to play around it, right? Shiv passive, there's no way to play around it. There's nothing you can get. His ult is broken too. Yeah, his ult just needs a... His ult's just like a numbers thing, though. You know what I mean? His ult, you can nerf the numbers, and it's fine to have an execute. Like, you can nerf his ult. Like, it's fine. There's counterplay to it. There's E-shift. You can buy E-shift and dodge it. You can get cubed. Like, there's things counterplay to it. But I don't think his ult needs to be changed to a skill shot. I think his ult just needs, like, number changes, and it'll be totally fine. Slice and Dice T2 upgrade is stupid. Slice and Dice is actually, like, totally fine. Slice and Dice doesn't need any changes, mark my words. They can keep Slice and Dice as is. In fact, it's like, it's good, but it's not the reason the character is broken. They don't need to change Slice and Dice and Knives at all, I think. I think the biggest problems are the passive and the ult. The other abilities are good, but, like, there's other characters that have abilities that do a similar amount of damage. What did Hardeki imbue with a power surge? I would assume either the 3 or the ball. I'm not really sure though.
Or one of the last 2 remaining Guardians to keep Pogula's Cambria, I mean, especially in Together's case, off their 5th spirit item. Eventually, though,
Those are counter to Shiv passive. They are good against Shiv passive. Yes, they are good against Shiv passive. But what I mean is that there's no way to, like... So, with other passives, like let's say Haze or Infernus, Haze passive is just bullet damage. If you itemize against bullet damage, like you buy bullet armor, effectively you're kind of countering Haze passive. Infernus, you can get debuff reducer, you can get debuff remover. Like there's counterplay you can get with items. With Shiv, what you can't counter his passive, but you can counter the fact that he has to heal with items, right? Like Shiv needs healing, he needs sustain, so you can counter that part. You're not countering directly his passive though. That's my opinion. Is Shiv the only character with 2 passives? I think so. I'm not sure. Just straight up a 40% damage reduction basically. Yeah, as long as he's able to sustain. It's actually higher than that. I think it's like 45%. Toxic bullets? The toxic bullets just does percent. Like, I guess toxic bullets is really good, but it doesn't affect his passive directly, you know what I mean? It's a byproduct of it. Like, there's no break in this game. You can't just remove Shiv's passive, for example.
Low respawn time, but Pogula's Cambria finally get that last Guardian down, and now both teams have only 3 walkers remaining. Also, mid-boss starting to become relevant. Buffs are up in 40.
I guess, I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying, you know what I mean? It feels more counterable than Warden ult.
No surprise to see Zania.
How so? I feel like Warden ult, there's a lot of ways you can counter Warden ult. You can, like, Warpstone. You can Ethereal Shift and wait a decent portion of it out. You can buy Spirit Armor. I mean, Spirit Armor is not going to save you necessarily, but... You playing in this tourney? Yeah, I am. Is it patch day? Tomorrow.
The problem is, though, is that
Curse removes passive. Curse doesn't remove passive.
No one can really 1v1 him right now on Buff Enjoyer's side.
They should remove Rage. I actually think Rage is a cool concept. I want them to keep Rage. I think it's a very interesting concept. I don't want the character to be broken as much as, like, I love Shiv. I don't want the character to be broken. I don't want any character to be broken. It's, you know, I want to be able to play Shiv and be like, hey, I'm playing Shiv because I'm good at the character, rather than I'm playing Shiv because Shiv is broken. You need a nullifier in this game? True. Is any after this? Yeah. Thoughts on making it so McGinnis can't drop her wall, so you have to actually make sure you land the wall where you want. It used to be that way, guys, by the way. Oh, you guys probably don't know this. McGinnis used to not be able to drop her wall.
But I do also respect Litz. He's been here on top.
Is Ivy still good? Yeah, Ivy's still good. This is not Spirit Ivy. That's probably support Ivy. Yeah, McGinnis used to not be able to drop her wall. Back in like, they probably changed this in June, I think. They probably changed it in June or July. But like, I don't know. I think it's healthier for her to be able to drop her wall. Because like, if she can't drop her wall, there's so many moments where it would just like grief. Okay, we've got a bit of a close fight here. Oh, looks like Buff Enjoyers are... Wait, this is actually looking really bad for Buff Enjoyers. Oh boy, this is actually a disaster. Because here, they die. Zergy dies, it's mid-boss. It's Jover. This is a 20k lead. They get Urn, they get mid-boss.
Litz and Zania did their jobs perfectly. He's an allowed Hardeki.
I think they get mid-boss to half. One person should go get Urn right now. Actually, they probably don't have time to get Urn. Maybe they go together to Urn after. GG. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be tough to come back from for Buff Enjoyers here. It's going to be tough.
Gonna pull himself out. Divine Barrier for a speed boost to get away as he realizes he's just a little too late. Still, this might be tough. Kinetic Blast threatens to catch him out. Stone Idol, of course, for...
Do you think Shiv will be nerfed? Yeah.
But doesn't much in terms of mobility. Powered up punch here. Oh yeah, this is going to get very, very messy. It's going to be the rejuvenating Aurora pop straight away. Taz going to benefit from that heal, but in comes Tariq. He's healthy.
I'm curious what Mikhail's Shiv build is this game. I'm curious what Mikhail's Shiv build is this game. I guess they'll probably show it at some point. Knife Shiv? Yeah. I don't know if I love that this game. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you're kind of missing a little bit of frontline on Buff Enjoyers, and I feel like having more of a tank Shiv would be nice, but you know.
Being surrounded by so many PS players, and now I think Buff Enjoy.
Put a max number for rage at 500, full rage threshold at 450, bloodletting passive 35 per use, Shiv fixed thought. So bloodletting, the passive itself would use rage, or would the active use rage? You hate McGinnis more than Shiv? McGinnis also probably needs to be hit a little bit. He's literally streaming? Oh yeah, that's true. I could check his stream. Good point. Good point.
So well done by PS there. I do want to point out really quickly, as ZP's also mentioning as well in chat as we're watching. I mean, Litz, he's very far behind in souls. But because he's been...
Wait, do they have comms?
For his team, he's been getting information.
Oh wait, they have comms. Maybe we watch this instead.
After popping the mid boss.
Even they're doing it. Yep.
Oh wait, they're on a little longer delay than the game. Oh, they're like 2 minutes behind. I can never mind. We'll keep watching this.
He's done his job. He was one of the 2 to die in that last team fight, but by him dying, it means that he's being focused and Hardeki and Sunset on the 7 and the raid.
You posted it? Oh, sorry, what did you post? Good build? Oh, I see, yeah.
So, that's one
yeah. Oh yeah, I see it. He's got like escalating and shit. Yeah.
They're just turning in that urn. So Podulaz can bring it out. This is blowing out to a 30k lead. And look at the kill difference in this game. That is absurd. Sunset 5-0-6, Hardeki 5-1-7. Even together having a great time. Listic getting picked off here. It looks like it's another day at the office for...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, PS as a team plays the fights really well. And I think their comp is also really good at fighting. It's weird that EU just doesn't care about Abrams, Mo, or Geist. They just don't care about any of those heroes. Naked's a Kelvin player. Naked does play Kelvin, yeah. But he's a McGinnis player.
I don't know how he's still alive to run through his flame dash. He's able to turn things around and somehow survive from this one, especially with the help.
Honestly, I don't really see how Buff Enjoyers wins this. They're down 40k. They're down 40k and they're down 2 flex slots. So if you're down 40k and you're down 2 flex slots, it's kind of GG. How does escalating exposure work? Could you explain in details? Yeah. There's two elements to escalating exposure. First one is spirit resist reduction. So basically, it has minus 15% spirit resist reduction when you hit someone with an ability. So you hit it with an ability, they get minus 15% spirit resist. Then, for every tick of spirit damage that you do to them, this is important to understand. It's that like the tick. Every 0.8 seconds, if you do a tick, and you quiet the cast and start over. Yeah, but escalating exposure. The way that escalating exposure works, there's 2 things. First thing is the damage amp. So the damage amp element is every time you do spirit damage, every 0.8 seconds, you get 1 stack of escalating exposure. There's a maximum of 20 stacks, and I believe every stack gives you, I think, 5% now. So if you get max stacks, you get 100% extra spirit damage. If you get 2 stacks, you get 10%, etc. And then the second thing is when you hit someone with a spirit-based ability, they get minus 15% spirit resist for a certain duration. Take us 0.7, is it? We're gonna fact check you right now. We're gonna fact check you right now. You better be right, Nathan Fudge. You better be right. He's right. Fuck. I'm wrong. All right, Nathan. I was a bannable correction. I don't know if he's right.
In the end, like Buff and Jordan get nothing, PS get nothing. But they also do get the ability.
And we're gonna double check just to be sure, right? Oh yeah, true. Very true. My bad, guys. My bad. Pretty sorry for the clip. Nah, it's all good. I'll just record something else off stream. It's okay. If you want that to be a short, Dedges, we can just make that a short. I'll record later. It's all good.
Oh, they got cursed now as well.
VIP him. All right, it's all good. All right. All right, Nathan, you'll get a little VIP.
He's not gonna be able to heal up through his flame dash or anything else.
All right, there you go. You got a little VIP badge now. Okay. Thanks for the correction, buddy. I said if you want to make that into a short, just like I'll just record it later. I can record it standalone, send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, VIP instead of mod, no.
They might be a little bit more serious about it this time, but notice that
I got you, Nathan. Thanks for the correction. Just know that if you were wrong, insta banned. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have banned you. I don't ban anyone for being wrong. Come on, I'm wrong all the time.
Jason, it's been a high point from what we've seen from them.
Yeah, and I think
can you have VIP? You know, Doggo the Goat, you gotta work for it. You gotta work for it.
They've done that so many times in the past. So PS, I think they realize, okay, we have everything we need to win this game, but let's not mess it up. And
yeah, I mean, at this point,
I guess I will say I'll keep it PG for here.
At this point, like I think Buff and Joyous has to try to contest this urn because otherwise they just lose. I think.
I'm very proud of you, actually.
I mean, none that you know, that you heard.
Well, it looks like Buff and Joyous is gonna try for the contest here. So they put Yamato on it so that she can ult right after. So kind of smart. She gets it and then she ults.
Able to deal with Sharik. And yeah, Podula's Cabria far too far ahead in this game. Frozen Shelter pretty effective here, but Return Fire getting popped now by the Yamato. Together, virtually unkillable.
That's GG. GG.
Every single member of this Podula's Cabria squad.
GG. So much snowballing in these matches. I mean, yeah, game gets pretty snowbally if you lose a couple big fights.
Big win and an earn take for PS.
And now they're gonna go do mid boss probably just to play it safe because they can't end quite yet. Now they're gonna have like a 50k lead plus mid boss, so it's just like Jover. You still don't fully understand Quicksilver Lash, not gonna lie. Quicksilver Lash gives you a ton of damage on your Flog. Why did they lose? It's hard to say. I would have to review the match. I mean, it felt like the game was fairly even, but then they lost 1 or 2 big team fights, and then the game was just kind of over at that point because they lost a team fight right around mid-boss, which allowed them to do mid-boss instantly. And the team fight that they lost just was not close at all. Like, it was like a team wipe, and they didn't get a single pick. If you get wiped, but like you kill 4 of them, it's not that big a deal, because with 2 people, usually they can't do mid-boss, so they literally got wiped, so it was free mid-boss.
Being able to come back with his rejuve is very, very powerful. Soul Rebirth also.
Mikhail's didn't first pick Paradox SMH. Wait, did Paradox get banned? Oh, I guess the enemy team picked Paradox, yeah. Didn't get banned. Yo, Bob A.K. Sean, thanks for the gifted, man. Bob A.K. Sean, you know, wants to maintain their #1 spot on the leaderboard. On the gifted.
You know, I was gonna say maybe they're waiting for that one item.
Can you do Gamba on these matches? Sure, next match I'll do a Gamba.
If you want to be one of the best teams in
Yo, thanks for the Prime Sudosu. Much appreciated.
A little bit critical of them not closing this out, especially with Rejuvenator picked up. But again, I feel like they can kind of taste it, right? $1,000 on the line here, dethroning the first team to be dethroned for the Deadlock Fight Night.
Okay, Frozen Shadow, they're trying to catch out this Lash. It might have worked out. Then he's in deep trouble. Michaela's able to run him over. Yes, he has rejuve here, but it's going to be a singularity straight away from Pierce as they come in. And Sunset blows up 3. Oh, buddy, that's a sole lead and a half for you. Zergy getting some decent damage down and together getting picked off by Sharik, but Sunset is on the chase, and it seems like once this race draws a bead on you, there is no escape.
That's exactly the combo we talked about in the draft. The singularity into the telekinesis knocks up 3 players, and they quickly close this out. Yes, they lost 2 players, but guess what? They're respawning back in.
Together is an unbelievable player. Yeah, they're good players individually for sure.
So I would say, why are you not trying to finish this? You have everyone left alive. You're going to get the first shrine here as well. That's going to be every flex slot unlocked for them, and they're going to become even more powerful because with the soul they did have, they really wanted that last flex slot to buy up another big item here, and finally the team's going to be able to come back in. I don't think they're going to finish the game, though, as they're still going for that earn turn in for some reason.
They'll get the patron to flip at the very least here.
Hi, could you please explain that Yamato build? It's a pretty standard Yamato build. It's just like you're building Spirit, right? You've got Kinetic Dash is just a good item overall. Soul Shredder gives you lifesteal. Mystic Shot gives you damage. Torment Pulse is good because you're sticking on top of people and it gives you health too. Refresher is really good for, you know, having a second ultimate. And then Curse is good for picking off people, and they probably wanted a Curse to deal with the pocket, and the Yamato was probably like, alright, I'll pick up a Curse to deal with the pocket. That's most likely how it went. Is this team RU? I do believe so, but I'm not sure. Wait! Buff Enjoyers is kind of winning a fight. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, it's GG. It is Jover. Yes, it's a Russian team. Well, now we know. There just isn't enough farm on the map for everyone to be perma jungle. Yeah, there isn't. And like in these high level games, you'll always see like farm disparity. Like for example, on PS, like the most farm character was 41k, and like the least farm character was 27k. And so there was, on my recent roles video, someone or a few people said, I like that there aren't roles, that everybody can be farming, etc. And I'm like, look, just you wait, man. In like 2 years, I promise you there's going to be, you know, much more defined roles than like pause 1 through pause 6, like in Dota. Like you need farm priorities. Like there is not enough farm. Right now people feel like there's a lot of farm on the map. But there is not a lot of farm on the map. Like there's really not, because the camps take so long to respawn. So once you've cleared the jungle, like there's actually no farm. There's actually no farm. PestTC, thank you for the prime, much appreciated. What's the best way to train your aim? Yeah, I would say aim trainers or just playing it more. But if you don't want to play more, then do aim trainers like aim labs, Kovacs, etc. Dynamo usually has least souls and kills. Yeah, I mean Dynamo is typically more of a control character. I mean you can play him other ways, right? But he's typically more control, a little bit more supporty. You know, in this game he was played a little bit more support. He went Divine Barrier, he bought Decay, he bought utility items. Like he's still useful even without a ton of items.
Which is where I think things started to really turn around. I think it was this fight actually where we had a TP from lane 1 for a couple players, and they had essentially like a 5v3, and there was a misestimation I think from Buff Enjoyers as to how many opponents were in that fight because of that TP, and they ended up sort of losing a larger team fight. And at that point, the sort of macro advantages had also dwindled away, and it created so much map control for PS. And then suddenly, okay, they've equalized on objectives, and they have way more kills, and on top of that, both Sunset and Hardeki had incredible farm. Their pacing on the farm was really
True or false? This game is good. True. Your role in 2 years will be box collector. Let's go. Did he have reroll on Yamato? No, he got curse instead.
And so, yeah, just amazing performance. And I'm really excited to see what exactly the response may be in a second draft here.
I mean, I'm really interested because obviously Buff Enjoyers have this great macro. I mean, they had very good macro, very good rotations early in the game, and we knew they were trying to play for the late game. But it's pretty clear to see that.
Are one of them playing on controller? Is it caster POV? I think it's caster POV. I don't think they're playing on controller. Are you a full-time streamer? I'm a full-time content creator. Whatever that means. So I stream quite a lot of hours every day. You think it was a draft issue? Buff Enjoyers had early game heroes, but they lost early game? Then wouldn't it be the opposite of a draft issue? If they had early game heroes, shouldn't they have won the early game? Call yourself an influencer? I will never call myself an influencer. That sounds disgusting. Does this game even support controller? I have no idea. Excited for PoE 2? Hell yeah. Yo, I'll be streaming PoE 2 the moment that I can get my hands on that shit. Call yourself a gamer? I am a gamer. What exactly makes the tournament official? Prize pool? Yeah. It's an official tournament. I mean, it's not Valve endorsed. No tournaments have been Valve endorsed, but it's a tournament with good teams. That's all I need.
To kind of turn things around where typically they are able to in the past.
It kind of looks like a lighthouse anyway, Litz, but great game from him. Yeah, obviously Hardeki also gets pretty out of control.
You influence me to play Deadlocks. You're an influencer. Remedy, do not do this to me. Do not do this to me. I'm not. No, don't do it.
You know what I mean? So many people,
There will be no Valve tournaments until they fully release the game. Are you sure? Wasn't the International, the Dota tournament, played on Dota beta, literally? Influencer Deathy, love it. No, 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 don't do this to me. Guys, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. No, 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 stop saying you consider me an influencer. Don't do it, man. No, don't do it. Define yourself in 2 words, and you have to use influencer as 1. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Thanks for joining us. The DEADLOCK Fight Night EU number 3 presented by Triumph.gg.
Do you think 7 is necessary in ranked? I don't think it's necessary. You can win without 7. Dota TI1 was during the beta, yeah. Yeah. So why not? You have influenced me not to call you an influencer. Number 1 deadlock influencer. I influenced you to change your life? Nice, dude. Happy to hear it. I'm strategizing with my team for the tournament. 1 sec. Running ads during break. Yeah, good idea. Great idea. Oh, dude. Chat is so fucking smart sometimes. Not that often. Every once in a while. Every once in a while, though, it's kind of pops off. Alright. Quick little ad break, boys. I'm playing tonight. I thought it was Poshy Popstein. I am. I'm ringing for them. Thank you for the Prime SP Joestar. Much appreciated. Can you say buff Vindicta 3 times so Valve can be influenced? Alright, I got you, man. Just know that Yoshi watches the stream every day. Just know that, guys. So if you guys ever need any changes, like, Yoshi watches the stream daily. Okay? Buff Vindicta. Come on, do it. Buff it. Yoshi, I'm looking at you. Buff Vindicta right now. Do it. I'll DM Yoshi later. Do we need to wait for a Mirage buff? No, no, no. Mirage is good. He doesn't need a buff. Mirage is good. He is perfectly good the way he is right now. You could say you're influencing Yoshi. I heard you became a full-time... Oh, boy. Thanks. I got you guys. No Vindicta buffs? Nah, she kind of probably needs it, maybe. Better to run ads during the games. Guys, I don't run ads for the revenue. I run ads so that you guys can watch the stream ad-free. If I wanted to make more money, I could. I get quite a bit of emails about like random partnerships or like shit like that. That's like, you could promote this and we'll pay you. And I'm just like, nah. Like, unless I would actually use it myself or it's good for my viewers. Like, for example, Mobilytics is perfect because I'm like, I've used Mobilytics. It's a good site. I'm happy to be with them, you know. I think it's a good resource for you guys too. So, like, I'm happy with Mobilytics, but, like, 90% of the stuff, if it's like, dude, Raid Shadow Legends, yeah, fuck that. I don't care if I can make, like, $1,000. It's just like, what the fuck? Yoshi, don't nerf Shiv. Nah, Yoshi, you should nerf Shiv. Will Yoshi listen to Shiv gameplay problematic? Yeah, he will. Yoshi's a GOAT developer, guys. You guys don't know. Yoshi's actually the GOAT. Like, I don't know if you guys realize how lucky we are to have Yoshi. Like, we're insanely lucky to have Yoshi. Like, Yoshi's kind of the GOAT. Predictions for Thursday, Bash? Yo, what's up, Cartoon? GG's yesterday. Shiv's gonna get nerfed. Meganist old build's gonna get nerfed. Vindicta might get buffed. We might see some gun item buffs. I think I'm hoping we're going to see some laning changes because laning is kind of boring. We might see some box changes. Is there anything else super problematic? Let me see. I mean, Geist, yeah, Mystic Reverb. Mystic Reverb, the Mystic Reverb needs to not be a 4-second cooldown. Like, why is Mystic Reverb a 4-second cooldown? Or like 5 seconds? Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck did that? You know what I mean? I mean, I love you devs. I love you devs, but like, who did that? I need your name and full address. No, I'm just kidding. But like, who the fuck put Mystic Reverb on a 6-second cooldown? Like, actually though, you know? Can we talk about that for a second? Can we talk about just the fact that Mystic Reverb is a 6-second cooldown? Like, that's insane. 7 nerfs? Yeah, maybe. Restorative Shot nerfed as well. I want them to nerf all the regen items in lane. I want them to nerf all the regen items. It's been a broken item in general, yeah. As a CS player, why the fuck do I get held hostage in ranked when someone quits, but Deadlock nails that perfect? I don't know, dude. Valve hates your game. What can you do? They have to nerf 7's ball build? Yeah, probably a little bit. Yeah, they probably do, yeah. You want to see out of box changes? I don't know. I think boxes are kind of boring right now, to be honest. Like, but I think boxes are boring due to the nature of laning. Because right now, boxes just kind of feel like laning is kind of boring, so you just go do boxes. Thoughts on Lady Geist? Broken character nerf. Thank you. Mystic Reverb is a 6-second cooldown. Maybe if Mystic Reverb gets gutted, then Lady Geist won't be as oppressive. Honestly, Mystic Reverb would be the exact same for most characters if it was like a 15-second cooldown, and it wouldn't be just completely insane on Geist. Like, you literally, you want to play the game, and Geist are just like, nah, and then you're permanently slowed. You're literally 80% slowed just from her going like, nah, and Mystic Reverbing you. Like, it's so fucking dumb.
That last game, won with a 70k soul lead. And to explain how
what's wrong with the laning? It feels really hard to do much in the laning, to be honest. It feels like most lanes just kind of stalemate out. And I don't know. It feels like kills are unimpactful in lane as well. It feels like kills don't really matter in lane. Nice SFX, thank you.
Yeah, you take a look at what happened in the last game, and I think you saw the limits of good.
Not 15, bro. Maybe 10. Nah, 15. They shouldn't nerf Mystic Reverb for one hero. Here's the thing, Geist is just a symptom. We're gonna see a bunch of other shit anyway. Like Mystic Reverb being a 6-second cooldown is gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. One where like one day, it already is a problem with Geist. It's gonna be a problem with other heroes. Think about this. Yeah.
PS only had 1 down in return, right? There was a huge edge in the macro objectives.
Of course, kills don't matter. You can kill your opponent 3 times. You die once. He has more souls. Yeah, I mean, the base bounty for kills is kind of a joke in lane.
Power was given up by Buff and Joyers in the draft, and I don't think it's a mistake they'll make this time around where they do have their.
Reverb on Mars 3 good.
I mean, quickly. I mean, Shiv.
It could be obnoxious.
In Deadlock Fight Night, he was like 7-2 coming into this game, obviously, and that was Michaelis on the Shiv, by the way. That's pretty crazy. Very powerful hero, very, you know, experienced and strong, highly respected player. Buff and Joy is definitely get creamed there towards the end of that first game. So let's see what happens here in this next one. I thought we saw a...
thoughts on Piggy Pig, bro? What was Piggy? What did Piggy pick? Did they already do the draft? Did I miss it?
I feel like, though, ZP, I'll be slightly critical in the sense of, like, PS should have been able to close the game out quicker, but I feel like that's very
Did I miss the draft?
Against a team like Buff and Joyers,
Reverb and Watch 3 good could be okay. I don't know. It could be okay, honestly. It could be fine to just apply slow to a bunch of people. But the thing about Mystic, the thing about Mirage 3 is that it's a little bit harder to apply to people. But game 1 was Ivy? Yeah. Ivy's fine. Ivy's a good hero. Mystic Reverb, Paradox, and Hate build. You can put Mystic Reverb on fucking 7 ball, by the way. And it's like also a perma slow. Have you guys seen this shit? Like, you guys have not seen this shit probably. Like, this is also just like extremely obnoxious. I don't really think people are doing it, but you'll just go like, you'll just go reach, because Reverb also gives you additional range, right? So like literally, if you get like, if you get improved reach on your ball, right? You max out your ball. First of all, your ball is the size of the sun, and it also applies Mystic Reverb, and there's a 40% movement slow already, right? So you're just insanely slow. Like, in fact, let's look how slow I am.
is the opposite of micro. When we talk about macro in Deadlock, we're talking about what's happening on a macroscopic scale.
Let me just make
it
it a mimic. Let me see how slow I am.
Can you use the
Macro.
can you
Make
use the
mimic.
word in its definition though? I feel like that's not.
Improved reach. Bam.
But if it's
Wait, actually.
then how do they know
Reset
what-
hero.
I mean, it's not my problem.
Okay.
It's not literate.
Mystic reach.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah,
Whoops. Divine barrier.
Yeah, you might
Mystic
use
reverb.
different terms.
Let's see how slow I am.
Games like that, it can't be about games.
Oh wow, I can't move. I literally cannot move.
Let's just get that established. Yeah, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's dealing with the
Slows in the game are obnoxious, and there's not a lot of ways to deal with them. Anyway.
Of course, my compatriot CP and Jason Kaplan. Let's talk about some of these picks. Mirage
Anyway.
getting locked away here. No surprise. And the Paradox removed here. Ivy again. Buffinjoy is really prioritizing these supports early.
Looks very healthy. Yeah, I mean,
I think Buff Enjoyers is prioritizing.
it is what it is, right?
Part because
The slows impact dash speed. For the most part, they don't. Really depends though. But then you can have slowing hex, which does. So like for example, let's say that I get balled, I can dash, but the fucking 7 balled is so big. You know, I'm still when I'm out of stamina. So you can say, oh, just buy superior stamina, but stamina is such a finite resource that it's still a problem in my opinion. And in fights, you just like can't move. I don't know.
Control the game quite as well as they did in the last game, just because
How to counter big balls.
Two of your hardest
Good luck.
early game
I mean, I don't know.
The Mirage, where when you think about
What's it like with boots? Yeah, if I buy enduring speed, it's obviously better. Enduring speed's nice, but it's just not enough, I feel. Like, I'm still super fucking slow. I'm still pretty slow. This is with like enduring speed, you know? So I get slowed. I'm at 9.2. I get slowed to like almost, yeah. It's pretty bad. Have you tried the new health bars? Yeah, I have. They're nice. I'll probably enable them. Thanks for reminding me, actually. Let me enable them right now. Citadel, new, no, what is it? Player, new, no. I had it. One sec, let me.
Was catching like 2, 3, 4 players, and again, if you're 7, you're probably taking like the items that increase your range or the size of your abilities, right? So your stun's gonna be even bigger, and it makes it very hard to deal with when you have especially a lash ult.
Where was it? Citadel unit. Oh, thank you. Oh, chat's always
some of those more later game oriented carries here. We often have seen Infernus.
There we go. Yeah, for the people that haven't seen the new health bars, here's what they look like. Bam! New health bar. You can type exclamation point health bar in the chat. I think I have it on YouTube chat too.
Especially with both Wraith and Paradox.
Yeah, I wish it was 0-1, honestly. I wish it was 0-1. I reminded you, can I get VIP now? Doggle, you gotta... Wait, let's take a look at... Take a look here. I might be down depending. I'm looking at your chat history right now to determine.
But I do think Yamato is just one of the biggest
following October 12th. Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know, we talk about their focus on objectives, getting ahead on pushing. Well, they're also very good about taking...
You might have to wait a little bit more. You might have to wait a little bit more for the VIP. I won't forget you, though. I won't forget you. If you were following me, like, early September, I would have given you the VIP.
It makes your, like, force attempts at mid-boss a lot safer, so you get Yamato off the board, and it actually takes that...
Does new health bar show how far you are for blood damage?
At the very least, it makes it a lot more complicated in the moment if they go for it or not.
I guess there is no indicator.
PS though, yeah, with the Viscous and Furnace pick, right? I feel like a ton of
Yeah, you're right. There is no indicator anymore. It feels.
But they don't really again have a beefy front line. But they didn't really have a beefy front line in the last game either, right?
Yeah. The indicator wasn't very useful. Yeah, it wasn't super useful. Yeah, it was just funny.
But again, I don't feel like it really matters how tanky you can be.
It's not like you were in a fight and you looked at the indicator.
And you look at their opponent.
But I should be the indicator. Doesn't work for you. You need to reload. So if you're in the sandbox and you use the command, make sure that you leave the sandbox and that you rejoin the sandbox. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Waiting on this next pick here a little bit, but Buffinjoys have definitely given themselves the ability to actually do much.
All right, let's take a look at the drafts here. So PS got Kelvin, Viscous, Infernus, Yamato, Shiv, Mirage. Pretty good draft. Buffinjoys, Ivy, Lash 7, Warden, Abrams. They got a lot of beef. It's interesting that PS prioritizes Yamato. I'm guessing that this is like just a player thing. I'm guessing Together just plays a lot of Yamato. Because like Yamato, I don't feel is Lady Gaius. Damn. Okay. They've got the big tank. Goats. We've got goats on the side of Buff Enjoyers.
3-4 position at the latest. Geist comes in. And yeah, that's pretty high value within your draft that you're able
Paradox
to
and Wraith banned? Yeah, I'm not surprised about Paradox bans. Paradox, the hero is insane. Like,
we already know that Geist versus Yamato
Paradox is just such an insane hero.
for the Geist for a wide variety of reasons.
When do you think they'll include a ban in ranked, or how do you think they'll do it? I'm not sure how they'll do it, and I'm not sure when. What I would like, I can tell you what I would like to see. What I would like to see, starting right now, starting in tomorrow's update, I'd be really happy if there was a pick like an unranked Dota. I'd be really happy if you could at least see what your teammates pick, and have like just like a pick order, you know, where like, okay, we get first pick, they get 2 picks after, we get 2 picks, and you can just make your team comp even if there's no bans. I'd be really happy. What's up, Lampercat? So that's what I would like. With bans, I don't want more than 1 ban per team, and I think that people could vote for bans, meaning that you could, when you load into the game, everyone could like decide like, hey, I want to ban this hero. If everyone says they want to ban a different hero, then it just picks one randomly, and if not, then you just ban the hero that has the most votes or whatever. In unranked Dota, if 2 people pick the same one, yeah, I don't think they should do that because there's not enough characters for them to do that. Yeah.
So that was actually really interesting though. That's the first time we finally saw.
I think Paradox will be nerfed. I don't know if Paradox will be nerfed. We'll see. The hero is just like fundamentally broken. Like, I'm pretty sure like I said this like 4 months ago when I started playing the game, but I was like, I don't foresee a future in which Paradox is bad. And like they've nerfed Paradox so many times. Like I don't think they've ever buffed Paradox. I mean, they've buffed like her grenade and stuff. But yeah. So Mikhail's Geist. Mikhail's Geist, Sharky, Lash, Piggy, Ivy, Demov, Warden, Listic, Abrams, Zergi, 7. Okay.
We've got a little Lash versus Mirage matchup already. The Mirage putting a ton of pressure down. And here it is. This is what you're looking for. Mikhail's, of course. Elsewhere, Listic, though, looking to try and get a bit of chase down, and does eat a power slash doing so. Counts for a huge amount of Abrams' health. Fortunately, he's able to regen through this pretty well.
So that's actually the matchup I'm most looking forward to. We saw in NA last week. I can't remember the 2 players off the top of my head, but the Abrams was able to get an early kill. Actually, it was Flick. He was able to get an early kill.
The Abrams has a sound glitch. That's one of my funniest experiences.
It's Listic, man. Like that's, if you think of Abrams, you think of Listic.
You can do blind pick and no duplicates still. Yeah, for sure.
So a very big comfort pick for him. That should.
I don't know. I think not having draft is like one of the biggest issues with ranked at the moment. Oh wait, Listic about to die. Oh, what a punch! Wow. Doggo the goat. Yo, thanks for the prime. Okay, you're on your way to VIP slowly but surely. Slowly but surely on his way to VIP. Look, this is a meritocracy. You guys know what's funny? I was in Seagull's chat earlier, and I typed, and he was like, I'm out of VIP slots, so I'll just give you a sword. So yeah, he just modded me instantly. So yeah, if you guys want to get banned from Seagull's chat, hit me up. Buff and George fell off. What can you do?
Start for Cumbria, who are 1-0 up in this series. Best of 3. Bear that in mind. $1,000 on the line. Thanks to Triumph.gg. We're going to hear those knives come out.
Russians are good. Yeah, they are. Ban, please? Nah, I'm just kidding. I won't abuse my power. Can't wait for randoms to try and force me to play heroes to fit into their imaginary comp. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, I just want to see that if my team has already picked, like, Haze and 7, I just want to know that, like, I shouldn't pick Wraith. You know what I mean? Well, actually, that's not true. Maybe I should pick Wraith. But I shouldn't pick, like, Infernus or something. Or, like, I just want to be able to adapt and be like, okay, my team doesn't have any supporty characters, like, I'll play one, you know? Like, I'm fine with that. There's so many games where I lose and I just feel like I get draft diffed. And, like, maybe it's just a feeling, but at least if there was some form of draft, I couldn't blame that. You wish your ranked Russians were at least 50% as good as these guys? That's fair. Who's the top 5 players in Deadlock in your opinion right now? I don't really know how to answer that because there's so many good players and people are good in different roles. So I don't think I can make a list and be like, here's the top 5 players, because there's way more than 5 players that could contest for the top 5 spot. And like there's players that are really good at certain characters or certain roles. Like for example, in like the more traditional carry role, obviously Lefa is one of the best players for sure, right? And then you might have, okay, what about in the more like, I don't know, supporty role? Then you could probably say that Quig or Piggy or, you know, players like that, Litz are some of the best. So it's just like impossible to do like a top 5. It's a MOBA, right? It's like if I ask you, who are the top 5 players in Dota, it'd be so hard to answer that.
alive a little bit longer, but classic little gank coming out there from Podulaeus Cambria. Just as Michaela
Overwatch before Role Q is so hyper rewarded for being able to play multiple roles. Yeah. Deathy, what's a hero that's similar to Viscous? You're good with him, but super bad with everybody else. There's not really any hero that's similar to Viscous. But if you enjoy playing like a more supporty style with Cube and ult and stuff, then you know you could consider picking up heroes like Ivy, like Dynamo, like McGinnis, Baker. You can give me a top 15 for a single role in Dota? Yeah, exactly. Like per role maybe, but like roles aren't even defined in this game, so.
Jumped upon. We thought that Abrams Ivy lane was actually in a pretty decent position. With the Ivy getting pressured down very quickly, Listic was found on their own.
DPS Ivy is a menace. Yeah, it can be. You love Lash and Paradox. After playing Viscous, that's fair. He could just pop healing right while taking bleed. I hope not. But maybe he did. Listic is getting bonked hard. Yeah, it's not ideal.
I got a question for you, Mitch.
Wait, did Listic lane swap? Wasn't he like solo or something and he lane swapped? I feel like Listic was solo.
Talk about video games. Like, I'll give you one guess.
For you like 1v2, 2v2 guys, and eventually.
Listen, okay. It's still hard knocks, mate.
What's the best tip to a CS player new to MOBAs? Understand that the game. First of all, understand that you shouldn't always fight, and that the game is a lot about fighting when you're stronger than your opponent. It's not so much about taking a bunch of aim duels, but it's about fighting at the right times. And that the game, essentially, you know, it is similar to CS in the sense that the game is all about map control and fighting for resources. You're fighting to take their jungle, you're fighting to take the urn, but like really, think about objectives. Every fight that you take, the final goal should be to get an objective. So think about how you can take their walkers, think about how you can take their towers, how you can take the buffs, how you can take the urn. Always think about objectives. Fights happen as a result of objectives. If there were no objectives in the game, people would not have a reason to fight.
Very quickly, Listic gets into the fight, so we have a 1-for-1 in the end. Buffenjoy is able to salvage a little bit there.
You change lanes because he's getting dunked by Yamato? Yeah, probably.
2.5 minutes away. So we're just clearing some.
It is tough.
Kind of insane that Listic, he died first in lane. He went to a dual lane, died again. He's actually.
Well, then again, laning doesn't really matter that much right now, so like.
Actually, like really concerned for him because for him to be.
It's actually totally fine.
In the game, you need to be able to level up your charge really quickly so you get max rank, so you have the extra weapon damage you're doing. It really makes him pump in terms of DPS. But he's been able to like stabilize here, fun enough, and even losing early on. I think it's kind of a testament to how they're working around Listic, and obviously with how good Listic is as a player.
There's no way that Taz was going to hang around for that binding word. However, Subtle Punch gets him out, despite that stun also about to go off on him. So good timing to escape. Zergy almost had a catch there. Meanwhile, Sunset in this one lane, pushing up towards the Guardian. Forced out there very quickly because the Abrams is rotating in behind Michaelis. Of course, that Lady Geist. Get away. The Guardian's still intact for now.
Why are you feeding all the time? You're hungry.
Yeah, but as we approach the 8-minute mark.
So, pretty even game so far. Yeah, just fairly even. Doesn't look like there's any. Oh, sorry, man.
Should be an easy kill into Piggy. And Elias Cumbria, they're just continuing to snowball this game so far.
Yeah, that looks very, very good here. I mean, 2K, not a huge difference, but we're starting to see now that pressure being manifested in terms of Guardian health being depleted. Sunset here wants to push up, see him go for the flame dash very quickly. The KLS is going to try and get in a position to intercept.
I mean, a lot of movement's happening. Just trying to look like what's the, as far as team comps here, I think that in terms of like straight up draft, I see I see the fights in general going better for PS, I feel, unless Buff and Jorah's get a bunch of big ults. Basically, I think Buff and Jorah's fights are based on like just big ultimates, right? You're gonna need a big Warden ult and like potentially a big Lash ult if you're gonna want to like have really successful fights, and if you do get those, then you'll be able to. But with PS's team, they're playing with like overall like fairly small cooldowns, and they always have Kelvin Dome as a reaction against the Lash ult or the Warden ult. Like for example here, Warden ult's completely useless, Lash Dome negated most of it, right? So Kelvin is just so strong as like a counter initiator. It's like defensive hero. It's just like so oppressive to play against that it's I find it hard to see exactly how Buff and Joyers are going to win fights. I think if they don't get like a significant lead through just good macro, I think strictly from a team composition perspective, I just see the way that the fights are going to play out for PS is just going to be easier to execute. Like, they've got the ball, they've got the cube, they've got the Kelvin. Like, they have so much counter initiation that it's going to be so hard for Buff and Joyers to get a good go. You know what I mean? I think counter initiation in this game, in this current meta, is stronger.
One lane and push Sunset out of lane and eventually got that Guardian, but they rotate into.
Is that Uber commentating? Yes, it is.
And get nothing from it. So I'm not really sure about that macro play.
Why is McGinnis not picked much? No, she is. She's picked. She's picked a lot in NA, and she's also banned a lot. And she was banned earlier too, so she's definitely contested. I don't think these teams really have McGinnis players. Another thing about drafts right now is that you have to keep in mind that a lot of teams right now, with the game being so young still, a lot of teams will have to draft based on preference, right? So some players will have like smaller hero pools. Like, for example, is Yamato that good? Probably not. Yet PS has picked her like every game, right? That's probably just a player preference. It's not the fact that Yamato is insane, most likely, right? It's just that you're having PTSD from Naked's McGinnis. Don't worry, Cartoon, at least you don't have to play against it in ranked. I probably played against Naked's McGinnis in ranked at least 15 games. And he didn't even go the cancer build against you. He went like, you know, I was like, Naked, what are you doing? He was literally like, yesterday he literally went fucking alchemical fire, ricochet, toxic bullets. In my ranked teams, he just goes fucking majestic leap, slowing hex, and just like one-shots me. Yeah, Vindicta's not really played, yeah. You went to match him because he was going to take a shrine. He ended up taking 2 and left with no issue. It's true, yeah. Yeah, it's true. Walden ult, yeah, Walden ult is good. How do you find these tournaments evolving, or would you like to see changes in the game to make tournaments better? I think the spectator HUD definitely needs improvements to make tournaments better. What's the lead build? You go Majestic Leap, Slowing Hex, Mystic Vuln, then you max ult. I mean, Buff and Joyers is down 16k at 11 minutes. Very hard. They have the urn, but they're not going to be able to turn it in. And if they are going to be able to turn it in, they're going to lose like 2 walkers in exchange. So it's going to be tough. Buff and Joyers are going to need to like win a big fight here. But I just don't really think that they have the tools to do that. You know what I mean? Like I said, the only way I see Buff and Joyers winning a fight is just to just get ahead. Vindicta and Talon are the worst heroes for sure. I think Talon's actually not that bad. Vindicta definitely. Talon's not that bad. Who's this PS team? This is a Russian team. I mean, they're all players that have been playing for a fairly long time. I've seen Zania and I've seen Sunset and Hardeki, etc. Like quite a long time ago. They've been playing for a while.
Mirage can also split push here. There's actually going to be a 2-on-4 happening in the 3 lane during all of this, so it might not work out for PS actually.
Sunset and Hardeki are fairly known, yeah. Oh, Zania's dead. Good pick, good pick. That's what they need. They need picks like that so that they can take fights. You think there's still room for tweaks on Urn? Yeah, 100%. I think Urn definitely needs to be looked at a little bit. Needing more Overwatch players to win. Who would you put as your bottom 3? Whew, I don't know. Bottom 3? I mean, Vindicta would be in there. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the characters feel pretty playable right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know if I would be able to put a bottom 3. A lot of characters feel pretty playable.
It's not looking good. KLS falling towards the end there. Mid boss on the table. It might be the next objective for Podula Escambria.
Vindicta is the hero that feels worse, but even then, I feel like there's partly a skill issue. I think a lot of Vindicta players are maybe like playing her wrong. I think there should be another or 2 neutrals on the map too. Yeah, I'm down for more neutrals, but I think they need to be in spots that can be contested. I want to see more things that give teams reasons to do things. So I'm down for like neutrals that are in spots where, you know, they feel like kind of like in the middle. You know what I mean? I'm down for like aggressive neutral camps where you have to like fight for them. That sounds exciting. That sounds fun. I want that. Bebop? No, I don't even think Bebop's that bad. I think Bebop's totally playable.
No, Lit. Oh man, Lit's so smart. Pops the Frozen Shelter down, denies any chance of debuff, stealing that away. Also combats last stand with the extra.
Hayes are probably bottom 2. No, Hayes is definitely not bottom 2. Hayes is super playable, in my opinion. She's not like amazing, but she's definitely playable. I don't know. Too many neutrals and teams will just trade. That's why I want the neutrals, like, you know, in spots where you can fight for them and contest or whatever. You know what I mean?
Headhunter available, excuse me, but I wouldn't say that the Lady Geist is yet
I don't know.
really relevant threat. They're going to 15k, but the Podulayas Cambria.
How come Lash has always been good? Is it because of his ult? It's because of his mobility mostly. His ult is good, but it's his mobility. And a mobile mobility is really good, and Lash has a ton of mobility, and he has a ton of like kill potential.
And no flex slots to use at all at the moment, which is gonna put them even further behind these fights, which means you have to be even more frugal about what items you want to buy.
Watching Jonas play Bebop, it's like he's moved him up a tier.
I would expect to see
Maybe I haven't seen him play Bebop.
Guardian to finally open up their first flex slot, but I think PS might be able to catch him out Guardian, prevent this from happening. We see a fight already breaking down in the 3 lane.
Tier 4 camp, maybe. Everyone is playable. I think Vindicta is the least playable, I guess. I don't know.
Not a great sign. And yeah, Dimov doesn't want to fight this. This is awkward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, buff enjoyers are just so poor, you know what I mean? Like, look at their individual net worth. Like, Zergi's the only one that has 15k. Like, all of them are at, like, 10, 11k. Like, it's just so hard for them to take fights. On top of that, they need to get, like, the perfect initiation. Because if they don't get the perfect initiation, there's going to be, like, a Mirage Tornado. There's going to be, like, a Cube. There's going to be, like, a Kelvin Dome. There's going to be, like, an Infernus ult for, like, counter initiation. Like, it's going to be hard to go on Yamato because she has ult to, like, delay. Like, the PS team has done a really good job with their draft and having a lot of characters that can delay death. So if they get initiated on, they have time to react. They have answers, and they don't really need to initiate themselves because they already got a lead. Their team is like not as good at initiating. Like counter initiation is kind of the name of the game right now, I feel. The only character that can really initiate super well is like Paradox, I think. What were the bans for this game? Paradox and Wraith, I believe.
Doing pulses of spirit damage, pretty annoying to deal with.
I don't think Hayes is bottom 3. Yeah, I don't think Hayes is bottom 3 either. I'm not sure. Do you prefer to itemize Lash to deal spirit or bullet damage? I do like a little bit of a hybrid, but more towards spirit. Which hero did you play the most in Dota? I think my most played was Invoker, and then my second most played was probably Night Stalker. Yeah, the sole lead is mostly due to objectives, so urns and walkers. So for example, PS has gotten 2 urns and they've gotten every walker. So if you look just at the objectives, there's a huge lead. PS has gotten every walker, while Buff and Joris has gotten 0 walkers. And PS has gotten 2 urns, while Buff and Joris has gotten 0 urns. Also, there's just like, they've gotten more kills and stuff like that, but...
Question chat, is the Amber team Russian? Yes.
No, I sucked at Earth Spirit.
Heard it translates to Elder Macro.
What service are y'all using to track hidden MMR? I mean, there's no point to track hidden MMR anymore because now there's actual ranked, so... Now the MMR is no longer hidden, now you can see your rank. Would you rather have a Great Talon or Vindicta? I would rather have a Great Talon depending on the comp. Depends what I need. Vindicta has her use. How necessary would you say anti-heal is? Very. Against most teams.
Hoping to make something of this. Sharik looks like he wants to get involved. We heard an airdrop go off there. We're on board with Tabs right now. Hasn't even had to get involved in the fight quite yet. Dimon goes low, too low to survive there. Binding Word might go off. There's no one there to follow up on it. That's 2 down there for Buff Enjoys, and these base bosses are slowly being brought down. Now, pressure over towards the shrines. Listic's gonna fall. Only 3 left up for Buff Enjoyers right now. And that's the first shrine, Jason, getting picked up.
The last stand, not at a demob this time. Shriek tries to go in, catch them, but I don't think he got a single player from that one, unfortunately, and they lose 3 trying to commit into this fight. That's the last flex spot unlocked here, and
is it only solo queue? Yeah, it is. Is PS the best team currently? I mean, we have no idea because there's not, like, you know, they're winning this. Maybe Buff and Joys is just having an off day, you know what I mean? But PS looks extremely strong right now. I mean, they look as dominant as Buff and Joys have looked in the past, right? And Buff and Joys was largely considered to be the best team in Europe. And now PS is, like, kind of mopping the floor with them. To be quite frank, like, this is an 18-minute win. Like, 18-minute win is, you know... Yeah. What's the best way to counter a Shiv? See people say anti-heal, but like the active portion of his passive isn't the biggest issue. No, it's just the fact that delayed damage gets counted. Like the way Shiv has to itemize to heal, so anti-heal is good against him. The best way to counter Shiv is anti-heal, and slowing Hex is also super underrated against Shiv. If you buy slowing Hex, he can't use his dash and he can't use his ultimate. So if your team has 3-4 slowing Hexes, it's kind of hard for Shiv to play. But even then, he's really strong despite that.
have fallen.
Damn, okay, Buff and Doris kind of held there, though. Maybe they get one more fight.
Trying to clear this pit out. Denier and Taz
No worries.
respect this and back up, and they will be chased.
Items like E-Shift can also help if you're getting executed. If you're using his Execute on you, you can react and dodge it with Ethereal Shift. You ever tire of Deadlock? Seems like you momentarily have after some bad games. I mean, obviously, like, if I have a bunch of bad games, I'll be like, man, maybe I need a little break, you know? And that's normal. But I love Deadlock. And I'm not burnt out on Deadlock. I could keep playing this game for a very long time. And I foresee myself playing this game for a very long time. But sometimes you have a bad day. And that's okay. Yo, Nun25, thank you for the sub. Let's go.
Zergy is fed though. I want to point that out. But Together has brought a knockdown. So they are very much thinking about, trying to shut that 7 away.
Listic not having a great game. 1-11 on the Brams.
Healthy margin. Kalis and Dimov have been able to catch up a little bit in terms of that farm. But that's something to look out for.
I don't know if the knockdown specifically for Zergy.
Does it not knock him down out of Stormcloud?
But yeah, it does. But
Also,
the
I
thing
guess
is,
for
like,
Deathland.
you don't want to Stormcloud because you're going to be immobile. You're probably going to die. But speaking of dying, we're going to see a fight.
One tech guys trying to figure out something for the tournament.
Last that does go off, but no damage really coming from it.
Big damage off of it. Zergy actually did go for a Stormcloud there, Jason. Okay. It didn't last very long, and now these death timers dropped to 35 seconds.
Is Improved Spirit better or Burst? Usually Burst is better, but it depends. If your ability can proc Burst, it's usually better. I mean, here they just end. They don't mid boss. Like, this is just an end angle. It's over. Oh shit! They call GG.
We're doing the thing. Okay. Well, this is more of an NA thing, honestly, but that is it. Podula Escambria are your new kings of the hill.
Damn.
EU for a Deadlock
Damn.
Fight Night, and the recipients of $1,000 of prize money. GG.
Listic is the most surprising here, as I'd say he's the best player on Buff and Doors, really. Listic's good. Listic's good. I think this patch is not good for Listic's laning style. Listic's a very aggressive laner. This patch feels kind of punishing for that. I'm up. Good luck. Thank you. We're trying to figure that out. Do we know the distribution of the ranks? Yeah, we do. They're on. They're right here on Deadlock Tracker MMR.
That clearly hit the training room and came back hard. We saw the first notes of this in the Fissure Underworld tournament.
Wait, maybe I should listen to the Mikhail's comms. Let's see.
Okay, I guess for that, sure. If you want it.
We can see the end. We can listen to the end of the game.
You can just leap afterwards. I just need to pick someone up.
There's a guy next to me, there's a Shiva next to me.
I'm coming. They wanted far away. I'm looking right now.
Okay, they're looking for us. They're taking.
Yeah, we need to fight for Aaron here, 100%.
They're coming, they're coming, they're coming.
Yeah,
they're coming.
Okay, Mirage.
Cut Mirage.
One. That's stunned.
Been burned, I'm dead. Like, I'm just one shot by the bull.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the vision for the Buff and Doors team comp in fights. I don't see it.
They're finishing.
Looking for the
Yeah, looks like there's not a lot of comms. Very quiet.
We just lost early game.
Alright guys, I'm probably gonna have to restart stream soon. With a delay for this. GG's. Damn, no comms at all. That's crazy. If that was me losing, I'd be fucking yapping. I'd be yapping permanently. I'd be like, man, here's what we lost, you know, we'll do better next time. It's all good. I'm a yapper, you know, I can't not yap. That's crazy. Oh well. What can you do? Alright guys, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Give me 1 sec. Alright guys, I gotta restart the stream because I gotta get a delay on there. Let me just get the delay. Let me set that up. Enable. I believe that the stream is using a 60-second delay, so I'm gonna use 60-second delay. Alright guys, restarting stream. Restarting stream will take 1 min for delay. Alright. Alright guys, I'll be back in 1 minute.